It's time to find out what is on the mind of Eddy Crow. It's something to crow about on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. Now, here's the host of the show, Eddy Crow.
Should be like April Fool's Day since I'm still here, but I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna turn you on. There you go. I'm gonna bring Tank in. Tank Lathom. You watch wrestling at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you know what Tiffy time is?
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, today's Tank time.
That's right.
There you go. So Tank Lathom from the Lathom team at eXp Realty.
The Lisa Lathom team.
Lisa Lathom team at eXp Realty is joining us today, and he is going to be hosting something to crow about with Eddy Crow today, sitting in for Eddy. So I will.
Well, good morning, Beaver County. Once again, my name is Tank Lathom with the Lisa Lathom team, brokered by eXp Realty here. I'm going to cover a couple different topics throughout the day. First off, talk about real estate. How about that? A real estate agent talking about real estate. Well, one thing I really enjoy working with is first-time home buyers. And a lot of times people are like, when is a good time to buy as a first-time home buyer? And honestly, any time is a good time. It's even driving in today, I was like thinking passing all the different places, how many places I've either been in, sold, helped sell, or showed. Beaver County real estate is a very fluid market. So for first-time home buyers, I would recommend, if you can, for the first 2 years after you get out of either high school or college, however you go in with your educational career, try to stay at home and pay yourself rent to yourself into a bank account and save up that money so that after 2 full years of employment, you're then ready to go out and talk to a lender and get a loan, and you have a substantial down payment ready to go, and you really have a lot of options ready to go for that. Like I said, I enjoy working with new home buyers. I enjoy lending my expertise. I've been a lifelong resident of Beaver County. I love Beaver County. I think it's the best place in the world to live, and I truly do believe that. We have so many great things here in the county that offers to a wide variety of people, not just in Beaver County, but throughout the country as well. So if you have anybody out there that wants to talk a little bit about real estate, give a call. Also, if anybody out there wants to talk about Mike Lang, I mean, he is a great man out there. We lost a real treasure last night, and some of my favorite ones. I remember being on a vacation down in Myrtle Beach, and I so happened to have a Phil Kessel shirt on, and one of the workers there, you could tell he was very Russian. And he's like, "Oh, you're a Pittsburgh Penguin fan." He's like, "Make me a milkshake Malkin." Even Mike Lang spoke to the Russians, and he knew how to connect those people. And in that regard, I mean, what was some of your favorite Mike Lang-isms? All
right, phone lines are open, 724-843-1888 if you want to give Tank a call.
Yeah. So how about if you're going to sell your home, what's some of the best things you can do to make it more marketable? We got to realize when we're in there opening homes, buyers are really making a decision within the first 7 to 10 seconds if they want to buy this house. Your front door, make sure it's clean. Make sure it opens properly. Make sure it's not full of clutter. As soon as you open the door, make sure it's inviting. Make sure there is. Sounds like we got a caller here, Frank.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Take it away. Good morning. You're on Something to Crow About.
Hey, good morning. This is Helen. I was really curious to hear some of Tank's experiences in managing what can be a very stressful process for people either buying or selling. Like, what does he recommend people do just to chill in this whole process?
Oh, thanks, Helen. Hey, I'm glad that you were able to call in. Well, you're right. Real estate is extremely stressful, and a way to kind of ease the burden of people is just kind of having that market expertise and lending that on them and saying, let me and Lisa and our team handle the stress aspect, and you guys just realize is this a good house for me to move into? Is this something that would fit our family's needs? Is this something that I can see myself living in for the next 5 to 20 to 25 years? Does that answer some of your questions there, Miss Helen?
It does, but that really requires you and Lisa to get to know your buyers well. So share with me some stories as to how you go about doing that.
Oh, yeah. Well, first off, we always try to make sure our clients, we don't look at our clients as clients. We look at them as family members, as friends. We have conversations where we're spending a lot of time with each other and really understanding what they really like and kind of going through the different listings before we actually go out and look at things and having those conversations with them. Like, oh, look at the pictures. It's our job as a list agent to get as many people into a house. So it's going to look as pretty as it can. But we all know what the size of a refrigerator looks like. If it looks like it's 15 feet wide, that picture's stretched pretty wide, and that's a small kitchen. If the trim is not done properly, and you can tell that in pictures, you realize that's probably throughout the whole house. So you got to really take a look at that. And a lot of times that's when a home inspection really comes into play. And we really recommend getting yourself a good home inspection on a lot of those things. And also, we like to have fun with them. Like, we like to go out and we have client parties. We've had where we've rented out the entire movie theater, invited everybody to come see The Lion King, the latest one that just came out. We hosted a watch party for everybody there, and had some awards, and we gave some prizes out, and we just love seeing all of our clients there as well. So
it's pretty cool, yeah. So, admittedly, for your listeners, I am one of your clients, and I just love the way that you guys handle the transaction. It takes a lot of pressure off, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of client? And what's the kind of client that makes you frown?
Well, my favorite kind of client is honestly somebody just like you that is loyal and you trust us. That's the biggest thing. Trust is the biggest thing. If you can tell when somebody truly trusts somebody and lets them do their job. It makes it a lot easier for us to work both ways that way. And also, if we're not doing what you want, have that open conversation. Hey, Tank, Lisa, can we do this instead of this? And hey, you're the client. You're our boss. You really are. So if we're not doing something to make you happy, we'll always try to make sure you feel at ease as well. Some of the things that we don't like, which we still like it, but it makes our job a little harder, is when they listen to a lot of other noise outside of the area. Like, oh, my cousin's friend's uncle bought a house in 2000 and he only paid $18,000 for it. He thinks you should only have to pay $25,000 for a 4-bedroom home in downtown New Brighton. I'm like, the market's changed a lot in the last 4 years, not just within the last 25 years. So that's where we have to keep showing data to those clients, showing that, where we constantly have to prove to them that we know what we're doing.
Yeah, and especially with the whole reassessment process that just took place over the last couple of years where the tax base has changed dramatically. My goodness, yeah. Your Beaver County 5 years ago is not your Beaver County this year, that's for sure.
And one great thing I have as a superpower, as a realtor, is I actually sit on the assessment appeals board. So, Frank, I heard you guys talking about it earlier. Right. I was one of those 3 people that guy came and talked to. I specifically remember that one. And I don't know. I think something got caught in the paperwork somewhere because I remember that gentleman specifically. Mm-hmm. And if anybody needs to know anything about assessment stuff, I can lend some information. It's always your right as a Beaver County to appeal every year if you wish. But our job as a board is to just make sure that everybody's being equally and fairly assessed. So meaning you're being assessed the same that your neighbor is and things of that nature.
It certainly gives you an inside scoop on pricing and trends and the like. I mean, that's I appreciate you doing that work. That's not easy to do. I'm sure, again, real estate's an emotional thing for folks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's not easy sometimes to watch people come in and just really distraught about how their taxes just went.
It's the biggest investment in most people's lives ever, and we're there to help.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for calling in, Helen, and enjoy your drive in. I know you guys are going off to another appointment here. Thanks for the call.
Hey, thanks for taking it. All the best, you guys.
All right. Same to you, Helen.
Yeah. So Helen was one of my great clients. She actually got us started out with when we first moved back in the area. I used to be a technology education teacher. That's what brought me back in the area. And my wife was the sole real estate agent while I was a technology education teacher for Ambridge High School. And she had Lisa sell a piece of land actually right up the road here.
Okay.
She listed it, and she's like, we don't know what we're going to do here. So this was before a lot of people started doing drone videos and things like that. We contacted our photographer, and he came out and did a really awesome video for it, and it got a lot of eyes on it. And lo and behold, the neighbor right up the road seen the video, and he wanted to buy it, and he bought it and made another state police barracks out of it. And that's how we got that one under contract.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, the state police barracks, if people don't realize, they can only be there for X amount of years, and then they have to move again. It's one of those loopholes that the government has.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they can't own it either. So they have to actually rent it off of somebody. So that was built specifically for them.
Wow.
And that's why Brighton Township moved into the old state police barracks. And that's usually what happens. They follow each other.
See, I'm old enough. The original state police barracks when I was a kid was out in Chippewa, right across from Beaver County Dodge. And then they moved to Brighton Township over here, and now they moved again. So my lifetime, they've moved 3 times.
Yeah, I think it's every 25 years or something like that they have to move.
Okay.
And don't quote me exactly on that year, but it's something like that. And ironically, that guy actually just came in for the assessment of appeals last year, and actually his lawyer, which normally when they're commercial properties, a lot of times they'll send their lawyers in for that.
Okay.
But heading back more towards real estate, when the first time impressions, make sure you focus on the little things as well. It doesn't have to be these huge projects. People are like, I don't have the money to redo my kitchen. I don't have the money to redo my bath. Obviously, yes, those are the big things. People are going to love to see brand new things like that. But also, people like to do those things themselves as well. Like maybe change the doorknobs, change the handles on your cabinetry. Just paint your trim up a little bit. Put some new trim on. Some of those little things really go a long way when it comes to real estate. Now, once again, with Beaver County, I really feel that Beaver County has so many great things for people. Some of the great things I remember that I wish were still around, and there's some of those events that or have gone away. Some are starting to come back. Like some of the biggest ones I miss. Frank, you grew up in New Brighton.
Yeah.
Was the New Brighton Street Fair. You remember that? That was such a great time where they shut down the entire street in summertime, and they had a bunch of different vendors. I remember there was a reptile guy that you'd come there and get your picture taken with them. They had dunk tanks and kind of like Nationality Days had out in and Ambridge as well. And some of those things, those are some of those things that bring people into Beaver County. Are like, wow, this is such a great community for everybody. So
let me ask you this then. So when you have a prospective client and maybe you're selling their house for them, do you and Lisa go with that client, like walk through and say, okay, this is what you need to, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do to make it more marketable?
So when we go to a listing appointment, my wife, she's the one who really goes there. She's the listing agent side of things.
Okay.
All right, so that's why we say list them with Lisa, tour them with Tank. So she's going in there. She's looking. She comes in there with her notebook. She marks down all the different room sizes, things like that. She'll suggest things to get it more marketable. And sometimes these people will call us a year, 2 in advance. That way they can get these ideas what to do. Or a lot of times price fixes everything. And if you don't have the means to do all this, You just kind of make a reflection on that, on the price, and you go forward with that. But yes, we do have those. And also a great thing for us, what we have in any good realtor is going to have a good team of people they can refer out to them. And that's where Lisa and I, we've been in a lot of different networking groups where we have those tools we can send and give those people to our clients saying, here's somebody we know, like, and trust. Call this person. They should be able to help you out. And obviously, if you're not happy with their quote, maybe there's some other folks you can look into as well. So once again, if there's anybody out there, let's talk a little bit about real estate or just Beaver County in general. Please give a call, 724-843-1888. That's BVB. Or hit me up on Facebook. I'll check my Facebook page there as well. Another great thing, I really hope this is coming back. I know the commissioners might be listening. The Beaver County Regatta, we got to get that thing back in full swing. I mean, so many great memories. Mm-hmm. So many the boat races, people hanging out on the bridge over top of Rochester. It was one of the go-to events when we were growing up as a kid. It was. I think everybody in the whole county went to that, and I know they're trying. I know the New Brighton Yacht Club was trying to get it going on there, but it takes a lot for that to happen. Another one I know that they're really trying to get going is the snow shovel races. Okay. I think I heard earlier in the week, Tony Calatori.
They canceled it and then it snowed.
I know. It's one of those weird things. Yeah. We haven't had winter in so many years. Now we finally got winter here, and it got canceled.
It got canceled. So, all right. Well, you ready to take a short break, and then we got to take a break for news after that?
Yeah.
Noah Haswell will have news, and Tank will be back with more right after these messages.
Or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Lathom team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Lathom, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalathom.com. The Lisa Lathom team, results that move you.
We have Art Cornell here from the Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum. Art, what's new at the cemetery?
We've just completed a new addition to the mausoleum with above-ground burial crypts, indoor and outdoor niches, and family areas. The Beaver Mausoleum advantages include no plot maintenance, the convenience of a heated and air-conditioned building for visitation, and an adjoining private chapel. It's a perfect final resting place for your loved ones.
Thanks, Art. Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum, serving all of Beaver County since 1865.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Looking for an elevated dining experience with a lively bar atmosphere? Jackson's Restaurant and Bar in Monaca is your go-to destination. Join Jackson's for Thursday Night Live, featuring top-notch local music. At Jackson's, they serve modern American cuisine with a fresh flair. Perfect for lunch, dinner, and now Sunday brunch from 10 to 2, plus Sunday dinner from 2 to 6. Located near the Beaver Valley Mall, adjacent to the Hilton Garden Inn, Jackson's is the perfect venue for your next wedding, bridal shower, birthday, or anniversary. Visit jacksonsbeavervalley.com for details.
When the weather turns bad, you can now do two things. First, tune to Beaver County Radio for the latest cancellation announcements, and second, go to beavercountyradio.com and access our all-new closings and delays widget that is active anytime that there are weather-related events. If snow's got you covered, so do we at Beaver County Radio. Beaver County Radio social media and beavercountyradio.com. Snow Watch is presented by Monroe Auto Body, the Lisa Lathom team at eXp Realty, the cornerstone of Beaver County, and Beaver County Radio. Have you ever found something interesting that makes you go, oh? Then tune in every other Tuesday from 5 to 5:30 p.m. on Beaver County Radio for the Oh Show with Orlana Dawkins Drury. Orlana relates her views about informing, inspiring, and entertaining headlines that makes the world go round, and interviews with local influencers that make you go, oh. The episode will be on Beaver County Radio Facebook and YouTube pages, so make sure to join the Oh Show with Orlana Dawkins Jewelry every other Tuesday from 5 to 5:30 right here on 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP every Monday and Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. for Thinking Logically with Joe Corsai. It is an all-new show that takes a look at the conservative side of politics. Thinking Logically is also presented on the WBVP-WNBA Facebook page and YouTube channel. That's Thinking Logically with Joe Corsai each and every Monday and Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on Beaver County Radio.
The place for news, sports, and entertainment. You're listening to Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, coming to you live from the all-new Fry Transportation Studios.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and beavercountyradio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning on this Thursday, February 20th of 2025. We will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news.
The Penguins reach in to get that puck. Crosby's pass to Marian Hossa. Stutter steps, goes into the Flyers in. Through people and Fire scored! Oh, what a play by Hossa! He turns! Goaltender Baron inside out, and he just lost his liquor license.
Crosby looking. Loose in front. Still a loose puck picked up by Ricky. It's gone. And Sidney Crosby has scored his first goal ever in a Pittsburgh Penguins uniform. Oh, slap me silly, Sidney.
Pittsburgh Penguins broadcaster Mike Lang passed away Wednesday night at the age of 76. Lang retired in 2021 following a career that spanned 46 years. Lang also broadcasted for all 5 Stanley Cups that the Penguins won. Lang was known for his way with words and his unique calls that were mostly funny catchphrases. In 2001, Lang became an inductee of the Hockey Hall of Fame. Pennsylvania State Police in Beaver report that an incident involving a woman being sexually extorted in Raccoon Township on Sunday is still under investigation. 35-year-old Nikki Smallwood of New Brighton told police that she was sexually extorted by an unidentified suspect. The incident occurred on 877 Frankfort Road. That is all the details that we have at this time. On April 1st, the Monaca Cornet Band will start rehearsals for the 2025 season. The Monaca Cornet Band Room will host participants on Tuesday evenings. A music stand is required, and those who want to become new members must know how to read sheet music. For the age requirement, you must be in at least high school to participate. Auditions are not required, and the instruments that they are looking for are mallet percussion, horns, and trumpets. As spring fast approaches, AAA has listed some of the top destinations for spring break. According to data from AAA, the state of Florida has mass appeal as the cities of Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando, and Tampa are in the top 10 for domestic travel. The director of public affairs at AAA East Central, Jim Garrity, mentioned Chicago and New York for popular destinations outside of Florida. If you want to travel on a domestic flight, you must have a real ID in Pennsylvania by May 7th, 2025. Acting U.S. Attorney Troy Ravetti announced Wednesday that a man from McKees Rocks pleaded guilty to a child exploitation charge and 1 count of owning material. 38-year-old Brandon Jennings had 803 videos and 926 pictures of a minor being sexually exploited. The sentencing for Jennings will take place on June 25, 2025. According to Ravetti, Jennings could receive a maximum of 20 years in jail and up to a $250,000 fine or both provided by the law. A new report shows U.S. companies tackling oil and gas pollution are seeing solid and strong economic growth. Here's more from Danielle Smith.
Pennsylvania's methane mitigation industry is boosting the economy and job market, ranking among the top 5 states with 51 employee locations. Marcy Lowe with Datu Research says manufacturers and service firms in the industry help oil and gas operators reduce methane emissions by providing leak detection, measurement, and mitigation equipment. She adds that natural gas is mostly methane, a potent greenhouse gas that drives global warming.
These manufacturing and service firms play a really important role in getting a handle on climate change, since they're all about reducing emissions of methane, which is much more powerful in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide.
The report states the number of U.S. companies in methane mitigation is growing fast, and in 2024, there were 268 companies, up 24% from the 215 in 2021.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Cloudy and breezy today with snow showers likely mainly through the morning hours that could produce about an inch of snow accumulation. We'll see a high near 22. Cloudy and breezy tonight will drop down to a low around 16. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Look for a high near 26 and a low around 15. And sunshine in the forecast for Saturday. Expect to see highs near 34 and lows around 21. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Are you ready? It's time to find out what is on the mind of Eddy Crow. It's something to crow about on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. Now, here's the host of the show, Eddy Crow.
Well, I think we renamed it for a day. It's tank time.
How about it's just getting tanked in the morning?
That's a good one. I like that one, getting tanked in. Oh, we're going to have to keep that one. I like it, getting tanked in the morning. All right. Tank Lathom is filling in for Eddy Crow today. And we're talking real estate and pretty much whatever else
Beaver
is on
County,
mind.
just loving on Beaver County as well.
Yeah, anything, yeah. So, all right, you want to jump out the phone lines?
Yeah, let's hear another caller here.
All right, good morning. You're on Something to Crow About.
Who are we talking with?
Tank, how are you?
Doing well. Who I have the pleasure of talking with?
My first name's Don. I'm from Hopewell. First of all, I wanted to tell you how much I enjoy your reporting from the sidelines with football. I thought that was not that what there was the season before was poor, but I felt that it was quite an enhancement, was the way I would say it. I had a question for you, realty-wise, related to schools. When people move in here that are coming with kids and they're looking for a school district out of the 13, 14 districts in Beaver County, what would you say are the 3 top-rated school districts in Beaver County today?
Well, as a realtor, I'm not legally allowed to say that because that would be called steering. There's real estate laws in that regard. But if a client were to ask me that, and they regularly do, especially moving from out of the area, we recommend them looking it up on different various websites. Now, as a former educator, and first off, thank you for the compliment on the sideline reporting. I enjoyed that a lot this year. And hey, just to let you know, I'll be back next year. So we were just talking about that during the break. I tell them as a former educator, basically every school district has their ups and downs. It's basically you got to think about what your kid really thrives on, what's important to you as a family, what different programs are out there. Is it important for class size? Is it important for maybe offering different special languages, coding, different clubs, sports? I tell them look into all those things, and honestly, it's on the buyer to do that due diligence report, because otherwise, if realtors were to quote unquote steer people, it would open up a lot of lawsuits in that regard.
Okay, I had no idea that.
No, that's a lot of people don't, and like I said, it happens a lot, and ironically, the Real Estate Commission will actually send out testers to see if real estate agents are actually doing that or not. And just to make sure that everybody's being fair and equitable across the board. And I feel like myself and my wife have been tested throughout the years, but we always have passed with flying colors. We've never had a lawsuit filed against us, knock on wood. But thank you so much. So you live in Hopewell there, Don?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Yeah, that's a great – I love that school. Like I said, it's got a lot of great amenities for their kids. They have lots of different things, and there's a lot of great kids that have come out of that school as well.
Well, we have a big challenge coming up, though, with the closing of the junior high and the closing of the 3 grade schools and the building of the new K through 6 building and the movement.
Yeah, that's always a challenge. I've been part of that.
Well, I'm not a big proponent of 7th grade girls being in a building with 12th grade boys.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be some significant issues when it comes to interpersonal relationships, and everybody tells me, well, the kids will be separated. They're not separated for the hour-long school bus ride from Independence Township. There's going to be a lot of problems. Thanks, Tank.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for that call, Don. And like I said, I've been part of that actually with the different various school districts that I've taught with. Most recently with Ambridge, whenever they went from the junior high to the 6 through 8 building, and the school administrators do take that into account, and they physically do try to distance the younger students from the older students. And they try to that, but you got to realize you can't protect them all the time with some of the things that they hang out with each other all the time normally as well. But a lot of times those kids will hang out with their like groups. They're like saying the 7th graders, they normally typically hang out with just 7th graders, and 12th graders, they typically hang out with just 12th graders as well. But kids are going to be kids, and hopefully parents have done their job and taught them the right things, what to do if there's circumstances.
All right, you do have a comment on Facebook as well.
A
gentleman named John, he said, once you build that trust, your reach can travel far. Tank and Lisa sold a house for us in New Brighton. Went so smooth when we relocated to Tampa, reached out again, and they helped get us a home in Tampa. Appreciate that.
That's my buddy, Mr. Dole, Magic Man. Yeah, he's a great client. Once again, yes, we helped him and his ex-wife at the time sell a home, and he's like, hey, I'm going to Florida. Do I know anybody? And yes, we have people throughout the country that we network with and find people just like us throughout the country and even the world. EXP is a worldwide company, and trying to hook them up with the right people as to help them out there. And he's loving life down in Tampa. I watch his videos all the time. He's down there on his kayaks fishing. And, I'm pretty jealous half the time when he's doing some of the stuff down there, but I'll send him pictures of the snow around here, and he gets a little jealous sometimes too. But
I don't know if you get jealous of that 14-degree temperature we got going today.
Oh, I love it. I went swimming this morning. It was a good time.
Not in the Beaver River, I hope.
Oh yeah, I love it. That's so one other great thing. Let's get back to some of the great things Beaver County still has got going on.
Okay.
We talked about the things that have gone away.
Right.
How about the things that are great right now? Honestly, one of the biggest things, like event-wise, Garrison Days. When that thing's coming around, myself, Lisa, and our little guy Jack, we always go down to Garrison Days and make a full day out of it. It is a great time to be around down there, seeing all the different vendors, seeing the community. It's a great time. Another great, any of the car cruises.
Yeah.
I mean, up here, cruising on the ridge, New Brighton, Beaver Falls. I mean, just being around all those different people, having the great music. I'll take my 1979/80 green truck, 1.5 truck, things that are going on down there. Seeing all the cool different vehicles we got going on around the county.
What was always cool was Garrison Days and Beaver Falls Car Cruise are on the same day. So the girls go one way, the guys go the other.
I almost wish, though, that they had a little bit more planning so it wasn't on the same day. And they can maybe say, all right, we'll do this one on Saturday. You guys do this on Sunday.
Yeah.
That way families can go together and do both. And that way both communities would get better for that. And also maybe some people from out of the county would say, oh, hey, this whole thing's going on this weekend. We can stay for the whole weekend rather than just one day. But yeah, and any of the parades, like I'm a big parade guy. I mean, obviously having a building in downtown New Brighton, we bought the old Capos building, 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Come on in and visit at any time. We're proud of it. We put a lot of love and effort into that. But the Halloween parade, that is so fun to see all the different bands, the kids, the different community groups. Watching the kids get all their candy. It's a great time for all those things go on, and it's not just a Halloween parade. There's parades all throughout the county, and it's a great time. They'll bring community together, and that's what makes Beaver County such a great place to live. And that's why, honestly, everybody says Beaver County is a boomerang county. It's because of those things where you go away from. I've moved away for about 12 years through education and different jobs I've had. You don't get that. You don't get that everywhere. And Beaver County, they say it's stuck in the past, but it's not really stuck in the past. We just have traditions, and those traditions are hard to get anywhere else. And so those are things. Another really great event that is newer and it's just growing legs and getting better and better. We were just actually talking about this on the radio, the Beaver County Boom.
Yep.
That is just something to push Beaver County. They're kudos to them for bringing that here, and the Kopisic boys and all those guys.
Yep.
It is amazing what they've been doing. I know they got a big announcement coming up for who's going to be the lead for that, the draw this year. I am pushing for Kid Rock. I would love for that to happen. I think I might go crazy if that happened. I'm a big Kid Rock fan myself, and I think if Kid Rock came to Beaver County, he might end up buying a house here, and I'd help him do that, by the way.
I can give you one insight, and that is the fact that you can only hear the soundtrack to Beaver County Boom on one place, and that's it.
That's right.
That's here each and every year, and then we'll be doing it again this year with Mark and Nate. And Push Beaver County, yeah, you're right. They're awesome. They do a good job.
And they do.
So.
It's such a great community effort. And I love what they did last year by getting all the different river towns involved and having different events all on the same day. That's a real good way to get people from outside of our community to come into our community and visit and see what's really we have to offer.
Well, that's not the only big event they have, because they have another big event coming up.
Oh, yeah, that right there is on my notes. Here's the Maple Syrup Festival.
Right.
I unfortunately haven't been able to go since I've been back because I'm also a part-time DJ. A lot of times that's where I'm working. But I'm going to make a true effort this year to make it way down there. I heard it's all-you-can-eat pancakes, so I like pancakes.
Getting tanked with tank.
That's right. That's right. I remember the Maple Syrup Festival when I was young was during First Day of Trout.
Yeah.
And they actually used to go up and down Brady's Run, kids on the back of a pickup truck. No, I can't imagine that doing it now. But they were riding in the back of pickup trucks with a bullhorn saying, "Come down and get your pancakes," at like 2 a.m, and all the fishermen go down there and get their pancakes. I've seen video of what goes on now, of the local politicians helping out and all the community members helping out. It looks like a great event, and I know it's great. If you've ever gone to it, call in and tell us some of your stories about it. It's a great event as well. How about some of the places that were around that are no longer here that we all used to love? Frank, my childhood, Friday nights, Blazers. How many times?
Oh, yeah.
I loved going to Blazers, going out there.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what Blazers is, it's a roller rink where you can either rent roller skates or, in a later time, do the roller blades.
Yeah.
And just go out there and be a crazy person and go around and do limbo, do all kinds of fun stuff. They had arcade.
Right.
You never really lived until you played pinball on roller skates, trying to do all those things and keep your balance. And,
I remember those days because it was called Homewood Roller Arena.
Yeah, Homewood,
when I was growing
Homewood
up.
Roller Arena, and then Blazers shortly after. Now that was, I think it was like all night skate. They would drop us off Friday night and Saturday morning, get picked up.
Right.
Same thing with Beaver Valley Bowl. That was the same thing.
That was my thing. Overnight bowling.
All night bowling. That was a great time.
You know who used to run that at night? Remember Stats Holmes?
Yeah.
Freddie
Holmes. He's a great man.
That was where I met him at. So first time, yeah. So he was the one that ran the counter, and we used to, after everybody left in the morning, we'd help him clean up, and then we'd sit there and play poker and drink beer all day.
I was about to say, I know my man Stats didn't really have knees much anymore by the time I knew him. I was like, how did he bowl?
Yeah, no, he was. That was probably Mid 80s, late 80s, probably somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
he's a great man.
Yep.
I mean, he is, talk about community member that
Absolutely.
everybody. I mean, he did stats for New Brighton.
Yep.
I think every sport, and he just loved it. And I actually had the pleasure, as when I was real young, I was a water boy for New Brighton, and I got a real good relationship with him. But all night bowling, I mean, that was something fun.
Yeah.
Your buddies would go. Your parents would drop you off.
That was a blast.
It was,
Yeah.
and then you'd sleep all day Saturday and almost till Monday when it was time for school.
Did you ever go to the pool hall upstairs?
Oh yeah. There's some of the times it was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. There's been a few fights there. I've seen one time when somebody threw a punch and there was somebody wearing a nose ring connected to their ear, and the guy had a ring, and it was not pretty afterwards.
You're listening to Something to Crow About. Tank Lathom is your host this morning. The phone lines are open at 724-843-1888. I think I would have ran too. I'd have just taken off.
Yeah, I was like a 13-year-old kid. I was like, what is going on? I went back down and started bowling. I was like, I'm going to throw my ball down the aisle and see how fast I can make it go. I mean, I credit bowling to my math skills, because we realized before Kingpin was shot there,
right,
everything was hand scored. And whenever the movie Kingpin got shot there, I always joke saying that's what paid for the electronic scoring there. I don't know if that's the truth or not.
Probably is. More than likely, I'm sure.
But yeah, I mean, always a great time to go down there and do that stuff for all the kids. I mean, there's places around now that there's great places for kids to go down to the Y. But they don't do that overnight stuff as much as I've seen anymore. And obviously for legal reasons, I could see why a lot of times they don't do that. And honestly, parents probably wouldn't let them do that stuff.
We used to go to the original Hanks. The ice cream up front and the custard up front and the tacos out back.
I used to ride my bike down there all the time.
Yeah.
And like I said, that was where, if for those of you that know the current Hanks ice cream, where the pavilion is, where you can sit and eat, that's where the original Hanks was.
Right.
And they actually used to have a little pop machine. I would park my bike against it, and if you rode by, they had their ice cream flavors hanging off of their sign,
right?
And you could tell what was out there. And there was chocolate, vanilla, and like 2 other flavors for the day.
Yeah, pistachio was always my favorite.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm a peanut butter guy.
Okay.
So they got some good stuff. I was a little. Lisa said she was hungry for some ice cream last night. I was like, man, I can go down for some Hanks.
I've seen that on Facebook.
It's not ready yet. And then so I was like, oh, we'll go to second best in my eyes, Brewster's. I mean, we're lucky to have Brewster's.
Absolutely.
Worldwide headquarters right here in Beaver County.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's some of the other cool things that brings people into Beaver County. We have such great businesses that start here and just thrive. And they've been here forever. How about some of the new places that are around? Roslyn's they just redid their entire store to make it actually look like a castle.
That's cool. Yeah.
I mean, now we don't just have one castle in Beaver County. We got 2, at least that I know of.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Shakespeare's, which that's a great spot to go. Now we got a second castle in New Brighton down there, and go down there and check it out there. Once again, come on down to the Lisa Lathom team's building. The outside looks nice. The inside looks even nicer, I should say. Right now, I believe we're having a EXP meeting with our brokers doing awards down there. That's what originally Frank called me to do this. I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but my wife said, go ahead and go. So she gave me the pass to come out here and hang out with you guys.
Cool.
Another great thing that we love to go to is the parks in Beaver County. Brady's Run Park. That's such a hidden gem that shouldn't be hidden. That is such a great place to go. They're investing so much effort down there in money. It's a great place to go down there and hang out. You could spend, honestly, weeks down there and not see everything.
Right.
I remember going down there as a young man, just doing all the different trails, all the different wildflowers. I remember in high school when we were down there for first day of trout, Mr. Wilson, for New Brighton High School.
I forgot about him.
he would have us do the wildflower book.
Okay, yeah.
And you had to go out and actually collect different wildflowers throughout Pennsylvania. And I still to this day remember all those getting down there and getting the trililium, the colt's foot, things of that nature that were only in season by a certain time. And if you didn't get them, you got a bad grade. So you actually were forced to go out and get all these things and dry the flowers and put them in a book. I don't know if teachers still do that anymore.
I don't know.
I mean, it was a great project for sure. And
Did my mom ever give you a bad grade?
Well, first, teachers don't give grades. Teachers don't give grades. Students earn them.
Earn them. That's right. There you go.
But no, she loved me.
That's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I hear.
I would say English was my worst subject. I was not a big fan. I was always more of a math and science guy. English, I was like, all right, especially when it was like fiction or nonfiction, stuff like that. I was always more numbers, and I was always the jokester as well. But I never got a bad grade in her class. It was a great time.
Thankfully, I never had her. But every teacher knew. My mom knew everything I was doing in school because she's teaching in middle school and I'm in the high school. And just, what'd you do today?
Yep.
Behaved.
And then how about the Rochester Riverfront Park? There? That's another great. Now during COVID, that place got shut down, and they did that sewer treatment center down there. They put a lot of money in there. It also when they did that, it killed off a lot of the natural plant life that was down there, but it's starting to slowly and surely come back. And one thing that my wife actually did with the leadership Beaver County, with the Beaver County Chamber of Commerce, she actually was able to make a not a flag park, but a butterfly memorial garden down there for Compassionate Friends of Beaver County.
Oh, that's cool.
And for anybody that has lost children, you can go down there and sponsor a butterfly. And there's a nice park bench down there to kind of, we call it visiting with the kids. We've lost 3 ourselves, and we got 3 different butterflies down there, and we call it going down there. And sometimes we'll have lunch we call it having lunch with the kids. And it's a great place to just go down there and reminisce. And it's right next to the flag park. That's why I said the flag park earlier.
Okay.
It's a great time to go down there. And there's so many great things down there as well.
Absolutely. All right, you want to take a break, and then we got to go to news top the hour, and then we'll be back with more with Tank coming up at 10:10. Stick around. Don't forget Best Beaver County coming up at 11 o'clock here on Beaver County Radio, which will be this week another great business. I don't know if you ever had their food, but Center Cut Deli.
Oh, I have not.
Oh,
sounds good.
Good hoagies. So they're the guest on the Best Beaver County today. So we'll have that coming up shortly here.
Hopefully they bring snacks.
Yeah, that's what I said too. But I'll tell you about it in a minute. Hold on.
Here, it's the McDonald's value menu, and it includes breakfast. Buy 1 sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, burrito, or hash brown, and get the second one for only $1. And you're able to mix and match. Only at your local area McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 for a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire and Beaver, the William Murphy Funeral Home, City Rescue Mission, MRS Physical Therapy, Circle of Friends, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, and Rome Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls. County Radio's news source. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning on this Thursday, February 20th of 2025. We will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news.
The Penguins reach in to get that puck. Crosby's pass to Marian Hossa. Stutter steps, goes into the Flyers in. Through people and Fire scored! Oh, what a play by Hossa! He turns! Goaltender Moran inside out, and he just lost his liquor license.
Crosby looking. Loose in front. Still a loose puck picked up by Eddy. It's gone! And Sidney Crosby has scored his first goal ever in a Pittsburgh Penguins uniform. Oh, slap me silly, Sidney.
Pittsburgh Penguins broadcaster Mike Lang passed away Wednesday night at the age of 76. Lang retired in 2021 following a career that spanned 46 years. Lang also broadcasted for all 5 Stanley Cups that the Penguins won. Lang was known for his way with words and his unique calls that were mostly funny catchphrases. In 2001, Lang became an inductee of the Hockey Hall of Fame. Pennsylvania State Police in Beaver report that an incident involving a woman being sexually extorted in Raccoon Township on Sunday is still under investigation. 35-year-old Nikki Smallwood of New Brighton told police that she was sexually extorted by an unidentified suspect. The incident occurred on 877 Frankfort Road. That is all the details that we have at this time. On April 1st, the Monaca Cornet Band will start rehearsals for the 2025 season. The Monaca Cornet Band Room will host participants on Tuesday evenings. A music stand is required, and those who want to become new members must know how to read sheet music. For the age requirement, you must be in at least high school to participate. Auditions are not required, and the instruments that they are looking for are mallet percussion, horns, and trumpets. As spring fast approaches, AAA has listed some of the top destinations for spring break. According to data from AAA, the state of Florida has mass appeal as the cities of Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando, and Tampa are in the top 10 for domestic travel. The director of public affairs at AAA East Central, Jim Garrity, mentioned Chicago and New York for popular destinations outside of Florida. If you want to travel on a domestic flight, you must have a real ID in Pennsylvania by May 7th, 2025. Acting U.S. Attorney Troy Ravetti announced Wednesday that a man from McKees Rocks pleaded guilty to a child exploitation charge and 1 count of owning material. 38-year-old Brandon Jennings had 803 videos and 926 pictures of a minor being sexually exploited. The sentencing for Jennings will take place on June 25, 2025. According to Ravetti, Jennings could receive a maximum of 20 years in jail and up to a $250,000 fine or both provided by the law. A new report shows U.S. companies tackling oil and gas pollution are seeing solid and strong economic growth. Here's more from Danielle Smith.
Pennsylvania's methane mitigation industry is boosting the economy and job market, ranking among the top 5 states with 51 employee locations. Marcy Lowe with Datu Research says manufacturers and service firms in the industry help oil and gas operators reduce methane emissions by providing leak detection, measurement, and mitigation equipment. She adds that natural gas is mostly methane, a potent greenhouse gas that drives global warming.
These manufacturing and service firms play a really important role in getting a handle on climate change, since they're all about reducing emissions of methane, which is much more powerful in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide.
The report states the number of U.S. companies in methane mitigation is growing fast, and in 2024, there were 268 companies, up 24% from the 215 in 2021.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Cloudy and breezy today with snow showers likely mainly through the morning hours that could produce about an inch of snow accumulation. We'll see a high near 22. Cloudy and breezy tonight will drop down to a low around 16. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Look for a high near 26 and a low around 15. And sunshine in the forecast for Saturday. Expect to see highs near 34 and lows around 21. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Are you ready? It's time to find out what is on the mind of Eddie Crow. It's something to crow about on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. Now, here's the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
And Eddie's off today and tomorrow, and so it's getting tanked with Tank today. I like that. All right, getting tanked with Tank today here on Beaver County Radio. And Tank is filling in for Eddie. And if you have any questions,
Beaver County real estate,
anything.
just anything, bringing it to Tank.
724-843-1888. And let's see, you get 2 phone callers now, so let's go down.
Awesome.
Let's go down the phone lines. Good morning. You're on Something to Crow About.
Morning, gentlemen. Frank, Tank, how you doing? It's Derek. I hear in New Brighton.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, real quick before we get into it, I've always wanted to say, long-time listener, first-time caller. I've always wanted to say that.
We got a cowbell here. Here you go.
I love it.
We'll ring the cowbell for him.
Good morning, guys. Just wanted to call in before we open, just say hi, and hope you guys have a good time there. And Tank, you're doing a great job. I have a lot to thank to Tank. That took a lot to say. Thanks, Tank.
Thank you very much.
For our storefront. Tank posted this storefront that we're in one morning on Facebook. Him and Lisa shared this storefront. I contacted Lisa and Tank right away, and we were here a couple hours later looking at the storefront, and it's all game from there. So I appreciate everything you do, Tank, for the community and for New Brighton. We're looking forward to our first full year here in New Brighton with all the events. We're very excited for what New Brighton's been doing, and we look forward to what's new to come here in New Brighton. So appreciate everybody.
Thanks, Derek. I love the storefront that you've brought to New Brighton as well. It was a much needed void that we had, and I've been a customer. I'm sure a lot of other folks as well, and I've been noticing. Are you going to be able to share with us what your big reveal is? I seen on Facebook you got a big announcement coming up.
Yeah, actually, just while I was on hold with you guys, I posted the video that I recorded this morning. So we brought on a new vendor. It's a brand that's pretty hard to get into as a direct dealer to have in your stores. If you've not heard of it, it's called Staccato. The city of Beaver actually knows them very well because it's actually their carry weapon that they use every day. It's a premier line, and we're excited to have it. It's not a very easy line to be a dealer for. We've been kind of at them for a while, and we've gotten the green light to go ahead and start carrying their products. So we're very excited to add that to our line here at the store. So go check out our video and like that post I made today. It was pretty fun video to make.
I'm glad that you finally got a Facebook page up for your Tri-State. I mean, it took a while there.
We're on number 2 now. We're on number 2 Facebook page.
Yeah.
They took our first one down, and we're gripping on with everything we have to hopefully the second one sticks a little longer. So
yeah,
I won't share those pains on air, but it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So, no, just wanted to call in this morning real quick, just say hi to you guys. Frank, you guys all do a great job. I listen to you every morning on my way in, and while I'm getting ready to get the store going. And Tank, I look forward to joining you at Hess this year.
Yeah, thank you so much for filling in for me on the sidelines when I can't go.
Yeah, right.
Derek actually comes in and helps me fill in. I'm the offensive and defensive line kind of guy, and he's the kicker that comes in. And I'm on pregame. I'm checking out the offensive, defensive line, and the defensive backs. He's watching the kickers. Like, wow, that guy's kicking it really far.
That's awesome.
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
But you do such a great job, Derek, and thank you once again for everything you do for not just New Brighton, but the whole Beaver County. I know you do a lot with the JCs as well and the Turners. Thanks so much for everything you do. And that's actually one of the topics I was going to bring up was the community programs that are out there in the associations that you can volunteer for. And thank you so much you do for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Beaver Area JCs is a great group of young professionals. They've been on the air with Mike Romai on the Best of the Valley. If you I'm a big believer in volunteering some time, helping your community, getting out there and lend a hand to help make each town in Beaver County a very fun town to be in and to live and to grow. Being a business owner now and here in Beaver County, it's exciting. I look forward to, seeing everybody come in, and we've got a lot of great leaders in our town. I see Jack Manning quite a bit. He's a class act, great guy, and he puts Beaver County first. So that's kind of where I'm following the leader as we go. So anything we can do to help out in our community is great.
Definitely one of the greatest mayors too.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks so much, Derek. I mean, him down there.
No problem, guys. Have fun.
All right. Thanks, Derek.
Derek down there at Tri-State Sporting Arms down there. He helped me out. Well, we recently bought a place down in North Carolina where there are more bears than there are humans. So I go straight to him like, Derek, you got to get me some bear spray. And he finally got me some bear spray after a while. And ironically, I was down there for New Year's, and I was blocked in at a New Year's party, and I'm just going to walk home. I did not have the bear spray with me. So I'm walking about a mile down to my house, and I'm just thinking, well, if this bear comes out at me, it's going to be fun.
That's funny.
So needless to say, I'll be making sure I have that bear spray with me in the truck at all times now.
All right, back out the phone lines.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're getting tanked with Tank this morning.
Well, Michael Motorcycle.
How's it going?
What's up, Deborah?
Not much. Hi, Mr. Tank. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for calling in.
Did that quote sound familiar?
Michael Motorcycle. I definitely
That's a Mike Langer.
Yes, it is.
That's a Mike Lang. That's a Mike Lang quote back in the day. That's an old quote.
Mike Langism, as they call them.
That's right, the Langisms, and hopefully this with the USA versus Canada this today. Actually, maybe they'll throw some of those Langisms in there, get some people smiling like some butcher dogs.
I'll tell you. That's the reason why I got into hockey back in the early '90s. When they won the first Stanley Cups.
Yeah,
two Stanley Cups, and I used to love listening to Mike Lang. He was just awesome. He would crack me up.
He brought hockey to so many different people, like you were just saying, that didn't even know about hockey, and it's just the way he announced the game and brought people in, and his knowledge, and just the way he had those relationships with those players, not just the Penguins, but everybody else as well.
Well, Tank, I wanted to tell you, and good morning to you, Mr. Frank.
Morning, Deborah.
But I wanted to tell you, I enjoy listening to the high school football and your sideline reports, like the other callers said.
Thank you.
You all do a good job, and I hope that the whole entire team comes back for this coming season.
Oh yeah, I think we got the whole team coming back. We're gonna call ourselves the A team here. I love it when a plan comes together. Frank will be Hannibal, and I can be Mr. T. I'll drive the van.
Yeah, we got to get it all done up. That's true. That would be cool.
I think Mike can be Murdoch.
Is that the crazy one?
Yeah,
that's Mike. Yeah,
and then then we could have
Mangino.
Mangino be the face.
Yeah, perfect. There you go. That's perfect.
Well, before I make this last quote,
sure,
I want to say thanks, Tank. But anyway, so I just want to say it was nice talking to you, and Frank, you have a good day yourself. And Elvis has just left the building.
All right,
Thank
Deborah.
you so much, Deborah. Some great Langisms there.
Yeah,
I mean, so like I said, the hockey game is tonight. Who do you think's going to win tonight, Frank? It's USA versus Canada rematch. Last time Canadians booed the national anthem. I sure hope to goodness that we don't have some jagoffs in Boston that's going to boo the Canadian national anthem. That is not called for.
The Kachuk brothers took that in their own hand, though, did they not?
They did, but they're injured a little bit, so I don't know if
they're both supposed to play tonight. So
I understand that, but you're still injured.
Yeah. All right, you want to take another phone call?
Yeah.
All right. Good morning. You're on.
Good morning, Frank.
Morning.
This is Ken Jarrett from Illinois. How you doing?
Hey, good, Dr. Ken. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing fine. 2 questions for your distinguished guest. Hello, Mr. Tank.
Hello, Ken.
I have just for general questions. Of course, most people will have a mortgage.
Yep.
When they buy a new home, and I'm wondering your professional opinion about how much personal insurance should they take, for example, whether it's universal life or whole life, just in case someone may pass away while the mortgage is they're still paying a mortgage on their home?
Honestly,
if that's an option or not.
That's something I've not really thought about too much with our clients. We normally refer them out to a lot of different great insurance companies, and they have those conversations with them. But it's very important to have that when you take title, whenever you do go to closing title, to make sure you have it wrote the appropriate way so that it doesn't just go to probate, basically back to the state, so that if you were married and it goes actually to your wife if you're not both on the mortgage. Now for the specific mortgage amount with the insurance, that's something we really refer those out to their insurance agent. So now, are you an insurance agent yourself, Ken?
No, I'm a retired professor.
Okay.
I'm 77, so...
A lot of times those loans, those mortgages can be assumed by the next person as long as they actually qualify for those loans. And that's where they normally just take on that life. And a lot of times if you just keep paying that bill, the mortgage company is not going to care as long as they keep getting their money on that regard. So I would assume that what you would need for insurance would be figure out what they're bringing in and multiply that by the time that you expect your life to be and have that much out for your insurance policy.
Yeah, I wasn't calling in reference to myself, just in general for your
Right, I'm speaking in general as well.
Yes, for the younger people, especially.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, life happens sometimes and death happens sometimes, and it's always better to have a plan ahead of time rather than acting in just reaction. Have a plan ahead of time for sure. And there's lots of great insurance companies and agents throughout Beaver County and throughout the state of Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So those are some great thoughts, and thank you so much, Ken.
Sure. Just the reference and why I'm calling. We used to live in Allegheny County. My wife is from Leetsdale.
Okay.
And I'm from a small place called Acmatonia, which is Harmer Township, close to Schleswig. So we were born and raised in PA, but life experiences and jobs led us out here to Illinois, so we're living in Illinois. And, hey, Frank.
Yeah.
How was that game last night? That Beaver game was something. Wasn't that great to listen to?
Oh, yeah, that was an excellent game. You just didn't know who was going to win. It was a nail-biter the whole way down, Beaver and Central Valley last night. It's a shame somebody had to lose.
I think the two gentlemen on the call, they were more intense and excited than the high school players.
That's awesome. So, love it. All right, buddy.
Yeah, we love listening to Beaver County Radio. All right, thank you, guys.
We appreciate you, Dr. Ken. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye.
Another one?
Yeah. Keep them coming.
Good morning. You're on.
Good morning, Frank.
Hey, Georgie Porgy. What's happening, brother?
Hey, this gentleman you have, I just tuned in, okay? I was down in my basement and I heard some conversation there. The gentleman you have there, it's your guest,
He's not my guest. He's the host today.
Broker. Pardon me?
He's the host today. He's sitting in for Eddy. I'm just kind of helping him along.
Yeah, Georgie, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm Eddy, if you can't tell.
Yeah, right. Well, you're in the real estate business, correct?
Correct.
Okay, question I have. I see so much of this on TV. These people out there saying, we buy houses, we buy houses.
Oh.
You hear that all the time.
Oh.
Is that a big scam? What is this?
I am not a fan of those folks. Everybody has a place for them. They basically are wholesalers. They will come and tell you everything you need to know about they'll tell you what you want to hear about your house, and they'll give you pennies on the dollar for what your house really could sell for. And then they would return and sell it themselves for the actual appropriate market price. I always suggest if you're thinking about selling, reach out to.
No.
Go ahead.
I'm not thinking right now.
No. I'm just saying in general.
Concerned because how many people's getting scammed? Maybe,
oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of them. I had friends myself that I've seen. They post on Facebook. My one friend said, "Oh, I called we buy ugly houses," and I'm like, "Why would you not just contact me and I can just give you information. It doesn't cost anything to call us. We don't get paid till the closing."
Yeah, right.
And
how about what was that, Judy? Hold on a second, will you please, Jude?
Beaver County Boom's got to get on the phone.
Jude, what's the question you want me to ask Frank and his guest? How about reverse mortgage? What do you think of that?
Yeah, reverse mortgages. I mean, once again, it's something. To me, it would be last option. I would try to look at other places. I mean, your home is where your most amount of equity you have in anything, most likely, and that's where you want to try to hold on to that as much as you can, because reverse mortgage, you don't want to have nothing at the end. You want to have something. You don't want to be forced out of your own home as well. I mean, sometimes, a lot of times, you need to right size too. You got a lot of times, especially in Beaver County, you got these people. Frank and I were just talking about this during the break, where we get people that are living in these massive homes and they're just getting eaten alive by utility costs and cost of maintenance and things of that nature, where they can move into something a little bit more their size, maybe a 1-2 bedroom home, or a ranch style, which that's really what I feel really needs to start getting built in Beaver County, are those types of homes for our aging population, where you can.
One more question.
Yeah.
One more question, if you don't mind. How about, I talked to Frank about this before, and Frank don't think it'll ever happen. These scam artists out there putting loans against your property and against your homes and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that? Is this a big hoax that they're trying to just sell this insurance to people, or can this be a fact?
Well, that's why it's so important to have a title policy whenever you do close on your home, is to get a title policy where it protects you. Yes, things can be out there and they can say that they're going to take on things, but if you have that title policy in hand, it shows that you own it clean and outright. There's nothing on there that says it otherwise. That's why they say.
You're saying now title policy, is that a deed? Is that what you?
Yeah, it's
deed?
Title policy for your deed, saying that you truly outright own it, and there's no. It's a clean title. We work.
Where'd you get that at?
With your settlement company. Whenever you close, we work primarily with Signature Settlement Company out of Bridgewater, Pennsylvania, and they do a great job down there. And it's something, honestly, if your house was ever on fire, grab that piece of paper and go outside with it, because you don't want that to get burned up either. You want to have proof of that as well. So I
got everything. All my stuff's in firebox.
That's the best place to have it. That way, in case you do have to, something were to happen, grab that and get out.
Lodge, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now, one more question. I'll let you go.
Anytime, Georgie.
Okay, thank you. Now, if I go over to the courthouse and I go to the deeds office down there, I was told that your information's all online. Is there any way I can stop that and tell them, look, in other words, any Tom, Dick, and Harry could come in. Here's Georgie Porgy's address. And I want to know what's going on here. Do they have the rights to show that to people?
Yes, I mean it is public record. That is public record. Any sale of real estate is public record, and it's always going to be until the laws are changed. And that's just
okay.
So it hinders.
How far does that public record go to? I mean, what all the information can you get off of that?
If you go on the Beaver County tax assessment page, you can find out basically who owns it, how long they've owned it, how much they paid for it, the value of it. There's a lot of information on there, and it's all on there for people that are going to buy homes. It's for them to be able to do their due diligence to figure out what really they should offer on the other side, and that's where real estate agents come in there to help guide you through that process.
Yeah, see, what I can't understand is the total stranger can come over and look up my deeds. I own my home, thank God. I paid it off years ago.
Yep.
No, excuse me. And if somebody can go in and look up to the public records like that, and then get all my information off there, and then go and take a loan out of my house, without my permission, without my knowledge. This is what scares the heck out of me. Could I be on the street someday? Because
I don't know how somebody would be able to take a loan out on your personal property unless they are you and they have your Social Security number.
Yeah.
Normally, they need that Social Security number or EIN number if it's a LLC that owns the property. That's why it's so important to keep hold of those numbers tightly. Which none of those.
I do. I don't give my Social Security to anybody. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And okay, I appreciate.
Yeah, I appreciate your call. And thanks for listening.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, see you, Georgie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
And what he's talking about is you see, I don't know if you've heard those commercials on.
I have.
That say, people taking mortgages from people right behind their back without them knowing, and all of a sudden they're out of their house because they didn't know somebody else took a mortgage out on their house. And I was explaining to him that's just scare tactic.
It's extremely scare tactics, and there's once again, like I said, make sure you get a title policy whenever you close. A lot of times you get these people who do the for sale by owners, and they kind of just go down to get a lawyer to take care of things. A lot of times when you do that, you don't see those little odds and ends and those little finite items that really protect you overall. That's why it's so important to use a trusted realtor for buying and selling real estate.
All right, it is something to crow about. Tank Lathom in for Eddie Crow today. We're going to take a short break, and then we will also have news with Noah Haswell at the bottom of the hour, and we'll have more coming up right after Noah does news.
For that special home or wanting to sell yours, let the Lisa Lathom team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Lathom, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalathom.com. The Lisa Lathom team, results that move you.
It's time to wake up, Beaver Valley, with Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. Tune in to Beaver County Radio this and every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. It's time to wake up and turn our hearts back to Jesus Christ. So wake up early this Saturday and tune in to Wake Up Beaver Valley from 9 until 10 a.m. right here on Beaver County Radio.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
The 45th Annual Beaver County Maple Syrup and Music Festival is back and better than ever. It's all happening on Saturday and Sunday, April the 12th and 13th at the Lodge in Brady's Run Park, just off Route 51 in Brayton Township. While the star of the show is scrumptious Pennsylvania maple syrup drizzled over all-you-can-eat homemade pancakes, there will also be live music with numerous crafters and vendors. Tickets, including pancakes and sausage, are just $15 for adults, $10 for kids under 12, and seniors and military, along with first responders, are just $12. There will also be Pennsylvania pure 100% maple syrup for sale, along with buckwheat and cornmeal flour. The 45th Annual Beaver County Maple Syrup Festival is being presented by Push Beaver County. Make sure you plan to come out to the 45th Annual Maple Syrup Festival from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, April the 12th and 13th at the Lodge in Brady's Run Park. Check out the festival Facebook page for a schedule of events.
Beaver County Radio's news source. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning on this Thursday, February 20th of 2025. We will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news.
The Penguins reach in to get that puck. Crosby's pass to Marion Hossa. Stutter steps, goes into the Flyers in. Through people and fire scored! Oh, what a play by Hossa! He turns! Goaltender Moran inside out, and he just lost his liquor license.
Crosby looking. Loose in front. Still a loose puck picked up by Eddy. Shoots and scores! And Sidney Crosby has scored his first goal ever in a Pittsburgh Penguins uniform. Oh, slap me silly, Sidney.
Pittsburgh Penguins broadcaster Mike Lang passed away Wednesday night at the age of 76. Lang retired in 2021 following a career that spanned 46 years. Lang also broadcasted for all 5 Stanley Cups that the Penguins won, Lang was known for his way with words and his unique calls that were mostly funny catchphrases. In 2001, Lang became an inductee of the Hockey Hall of Fame. Pennsylvania State Police in Beaver report that an incident involving a woman being sexually extorted in Raccoon Township on Sunday is still under investigation. 35-year-old Nikki Smallwood of New Brighton told police that she was sexually extorted by an unidentified suspect. The incident occurred on 877 Frankfort Road. That is all the details that we have at this time. On April 1st, the Monaca Cornet Band will start rehearsals for the 2025 season. The Monaca Cornet Band Room will host participants on Tuesday evenings. A music stand is required, and those who want to become new members must know how to read sheet music. For the age requirement, you must be in at least high school to participate. Auditions are not required, and the instruments that they are looking for are mallet percussion, horns, and trumpets. As spring fast approaches, AAA has listed some of the top destinations for spring break. According to data from AAA, the state of Florida has mass appeal as the cities of Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando, and Tampa are in the top 10 for domestic travel. The Director of Public Affairs at AAA East Central, Jim Garrity, mentioned Chicago and New York for popular destinations outside of Florida. If you want to travel on a domestic flight, you must have a real ID in Pennsylvania by May 7, 2025. Acting U.S. Attorney Troy Ravetti announced Wednesday that a man from McKees Rocks pleaded guilty to a child exploitation charge and one count of owning material. 38-year-old Brandon Jennings had 803 videos and 926 pictures of a minor being sexually exploited. The sentencing for Jennings will take place on June 25, 2025. According to Ravetti, Jennings could receive a maximum of 20 years in jail and up to a $250,000 fine or both provided by the law. A new report shows U.S. companies tackling oil and gas pollution are seeing solid and strong economic growth. Here's more from Danielle Smith.
Pennsylvania's methane mitigation industry is boosting the economy and job market, ranking among the top 5 states with 51 employee locations. Marcy Lowe with Datu Research says manufacturers and service firms in the industry help oil and gas operators reduce methane emissions by providing leak detection, measurement, and mitigation equipment. She adds that natural gas is mostly methane, a potent greenhouse gas that drives global warming.
These manufacturing and service firms play a really important role in getting a handle on climate change, since they're all about reducing emissions of methane, which is much more powerful in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide.
The report states the number of U.S. companies in methane mitigation is growing fast, and in 2024, there were 268 companies, up 24% from the 215 in 2021.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Cloudy and breezy today with snow showers likely mainly through the morning hours that could produce about an inch of snow accumulation. We'll see a high near 22. Cloudy and breezy tonight will drop down to a low around 16. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Look for a high near 26 and a low around 15. And sunshine in the forecast for Saturday. Expect to see highs near 34 and lows around 21. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Are you ready? It's time to find out what is on the mind of Eddy Crow. It's something to crow about on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. Now, here's the host of the show, Eddy Crow.
I'm definitely not Eddy Crow. I'm Frank Sparks, and that is Tank Lathom. He is your host today. We're getting tanked with Tank today.
Yeah.
So, phone lines are open, 724-843-1888. Anything you want to talk about with Tank, he's got a bunch of different things. You just want to jump right out to the phone lines to start with?
Yeah, if we got some callers, let's get them out here.
All right. Good morning. You're getting tanked with Tank. And they hung up, whoever it was. Oh, they don't want to get tanked with Tank.
Too much getting tanked.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh, here we go. We'll go back. Good morning. You're on.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing today?
Hey, Uncle Charlie. What's up?
Well, first of all, Tank, I never get to hear you on Friday night. I've seen you storming up and down the sideline, much reminiscent of what Craig Wolfley did a few years ago. But I'm up in the stands video and the Beaver Falls band and the other band. So
nice.
I've seen you, but I haven't heard you, but I've heard good things about you.
Oh, good. Thanks. And I've heard great things about Uncle Charlie's sausage as well.
He does garden jargon, if you ever heard garden jargon. Okay.
Yeah, he has the good peppers.
That's Charlie Dirt right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were up there in the summer, there was a flower pot out in front of the radio station. There was some pepper plants I gave to Eddie and Frank, and they like the spicy stuff.
We ate good all summer long. We'd take out and we get our salads every day from St. Barnabas, and we'd cut up the hot peppers and put them on our salads.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yep. There's one quick warning: don't say number 6 in front of Frank, or you're going to have a 4-hour conversation. Okay, I want to, on a little bit of seriousness here, and this goes back 50 years. Okay? I got out of the service, married, had one daughter. Okay, I was living in an apartment, saving up money for down payment because I wanted to live the American dream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was tough to get mortgages and stuff. But, that market goes crazy. It goes up and down.
Yep.
It's like the price of bananas. But anyway, I was trying to buy a house, and having done my tour in the military, I had full GI benefits, education, VA loan, the whole thing, okay? I had numerous realtors, most of which are out of business now. As soon as I said I would like to get my loan through the VA, they'd say, we're not talking to you, we're not interested in talking to you. That bureaucratic nightmare, we're not going to deal with it. If you want to go conventional mortgage, I got some properties to show you.
They should never.
And I was told afterwards that they really weren't allowed to.
They
do
weren't.
That.
I feel awful that they did that to you because we have to abide by a code of ethics, and that's definitely not allowed, for sure.
Right, and I was told, go get an attorney, all this stuff. Oh, I'm not that kind of a guy. But I'm thinking in the back of my mind, don't just deny that they said it.
I don't deny that they probably said it.
Unless they tested them like they test you.
Right.
Send one of their people and have the VA send somebody and say, I want to, and have them pull the same, schmaltz.
Oh, they do. They do that as well. They make sure that we're abiding by our code of ethics and we're taking on as many different clients as we can. We can't just say, no, we're not working with you. Well, now one thing we do when we work with new buyers, we have a consultation with them and we explain the different loan programs that are out there. And as a seller, there's a hierarchy of what they take, where cash being number 1, conventional being 2, and then all the different other various ones. And VA loans, there's a lot of stipulations where if you had multiple offers presented to a buyer, they're most likely going to take the one that's least resistive to that. But it's such a great program for all of our great men and women that are in the military. And thank you so much for your service too, there, Charlie. And I've worked with lots of VA buyers, and there's great stuff out there. And it's also educating the other realtor about, hey, we're not going to beat you up on this inspection. We're just the program we have right now.
Right. And I'll close with this. And I thank you for appreciating the veteran service. Back during the Vietnam kerfuffle, I could get a discount to fly if I got a flight and I wanted to come home when I was on leave. I could get a discount if I flew in my Class A dress uniform.
Okay.
I didn't do it. I spent a couple bucks more. I think it was like 15 to 17%, something like that. It was, a fairly significant number. Okay, but I didn't want to deal with the people in the airport that was convinced if they saw a guy in the airport in a military uniform that we had burned babies in their beds and bathed their mother.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. Thank you so much for all your service, though.
Here's the good thing, Tank. Now I wear my veteran's hat. And I have 8-year-old kids and 80-year-old ladies come up to me and shake my hand and say, thank you for your service. Welcome home.
Yes, and that's how it should be. And I'm glad that the young kids understand that as well. That brings warmth to my heart that 8-year-olds come up and say that to you. They've been raised right.
Yep. And put on a veteran's hat and walk down to the rows at the Rogers Flea Market. It's like walking with Elvis. Everybody wants to talk to you.
Oh, yes.
And Charlie, just so you know, just don't say number 22 in front of Tank. So just so you're aware.
It used to be 48, and then
that's even worse.
Hey, he got third place. He got third place at Daytona.
That's true.
I mean, I couldn't believe that.
See what I started?
Frank, I didn't realize you were at the race. I texted you, the old guy took third. And I didn't realize, and I found out the next day, I think Mike or somebody said that you were sleeping in because you'd been to Daytona.
I wasn't at the race. I took the day off so I could hang out at home. Mike got a little confused.
I thought he went down too from what Mike said. I'm like, whoa, you don't fly.
No, right, exactly. See, Tank knows that. I'm not. There is nothing. If I was meant to fly, I'd have wings on my back. There's no way. So, but
he's only going to fly. He's only going to fly that race car,
right?
That Mustang.
There you go.
Yeah, Ginger.
Yep.
And it's the thing is, it's kind of a co-conspiracy thing, or whatever you want to say. I kind of tried to get Frank interested in gardening, and he's kind of got me sort of interested in NASCAR, and I watch it all the time. I don't watch the truck race and all this. I watch the big boys on Sunday afternoon.
It's the sport of engineering. You gotta love it. I love it because of that. Yep. Everybody gets the same product. And you got to be just a little bit better than your competitor.
Strategy and engineering.
And a little luck. Yeah. A little luck goes a long way, too.
Yeah. Well, the Byron had all the luck. You know?
All right, guys. Stay safe.
All right, Charlie.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah, Byron had all the luck on, because that's just like the Red Sea parted for him to win his second one in a row on Sunday.
That was a very interesting race. Like I say, it was like all those big wrecks at the end there.
Right.
We all knew it was coming.
Right.
Anybody that knows NASCAR knew it was coming, and like I said, I'm a Joey Logano fan since my man Jimmy Johnson kind of parted ways, and just because he got the awesome initials JL, that's my actual initials.
Right.
So
that's true. So with Brad, I became a Brad fan because Mark Martin retired.
Yes.
And I was in Charlotte at JR Motorsports, and I have in my garage I have the whole front end of the GoDaddy car. So I have that, and Brad signed it for me that day, and we just kind of talked, and then I did a ride along with him in Charlotte.
Was it the backwards lap?
No, it was funny because I won through Jensen Apparel. Okay, I won a contest, and I got to do a ride along with Brad, and so I did 25 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've only done 3, and that was in the van that you can do the tour around it, and they stopped on the corner, and they're like, well, if we sit here for any longer, we're going to roll over. And that's where I think Lisa lost her mind. And then they hit it, and the van went for like 100 miles an hour around the track. And then when they dropped in on pit road, that's really when she lost her mind, because you bottom out when you drop in on that.
Right. Well, when we were going, so Brad was driving the car. That was the ride along. It was actually with your favorite driver. And that was like about 4 weeks before we won the 2012 championship. And we're flying around there, and the first lap I almost crapped myself. I had to change my underwear probably. And then after I got calmed down on the radio, after I got used to it, the second, the third lap and stuff like that. And then I asked him, and he estimates we were going about 215 mile an hour into turn 1.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, but it was fun. And then it was weird because then like the next spring we went back for fan day, and he actually remembered who I was, which was funny. So,
Brad's a good guy, and his whole family. Their family loves racing.
Absolutely,
and he just embodies racing.
Absolutely. So, Atlanta this weekend. You think this is Logano's track?
That's it, baby. As long as he's got to practice a little patience. He got a little edgy there, and he didn't want to. He just wanted to push to the front because he had the car to do it, and he had that little mishap.
Well, and with this 550 package now. Atlanta's going to be the same thing again. Yeah. And he won there, 2 years ago. And last year was a photo finish that Suarez won. So you can plan on seeing probably the 22, the 6, the 12, even the 2 car with Cindric. You can plan on seeing all the Fords will be up front since it's a 550 package. He'll be up front.
I think Denny Hamlin might be showing his way up there, too. I think he's got something to prove this year.
Yeah, that's okay. He can stand in the back.
He can win Pocono.
Pocono, God.
Mr. Pocono there.
Oh, yeah, that's his favorite one, I think. So I don't know. But anyways, all right. So let me ask you this. So we were talking about home buying, and how much does the interest rates actually affect the market and what's happening right now?
It drastically affects it depends on how much the news presents it. Okay. I actually spoke with one of my good lenders, Justin Rizika, with Movement Mortgage last night. I was like, what are the rates at right about right now? He said they're high 6s and high 6s to low 7s right now, which historically is still good. Now, if you take a look at it a very short window for the last 5 years, obviously we had rates in the 2s and the 3s. We're not going to have that anytime soon. I mean, maybe in 60 years they might drop down there. If we are that low with mortgage rates, we got bigger issues in the world. It basically, you got to understand, you get in there, and if the rates do drop down 1 to 2 points, that's when you refinance.
Okay.
That's when you have that time that you can take the equity out of your home and you get a better mortgage, get a better package out of it, get out of the PMI, the private mortgage insurance. That way you can refinance and get those points back. It's a thing you got to understand. Also, it affects how much house you really can buy and what you get pre-approved for based off of the local taxes as well. So you got to understand that. And it's where it's very important to meet with first you should meet up with your realtor, and they're going to get you on track with a lender or a couple different lenders. You shop rates around and you get that pre-approval letter. Then you can understand, okay, what package you can do. Is it FHA? Is it USDA? Is it conventional? Now, typically in Beaver County, I'd say majority of those are going to be your USDA and FHA and PFHA ones. Conventional, for the people that are buying their second or third home, that's more where they take the equity out of that home they're in and just transfer it into a bigger home or a smaller home.
Let me ask you about that while you're on that.
Yeah.
So at one point we were contemplating on doing that. And then my real estate agent that I was dealing with at the time had told me about a bridge loan. What's that?
Bridge loan basically takes the equity out of your home and they give you money towards it, and then you can go and buy your other one. You can put an offer in without having to sell your house.
Gotcha.
And then that way it makes a more attractive offer. So the seller's going to see your offer, and it's going to say no contingencies, basically. Then it's banking on your house selling, and then you have X amount of days to have it sold.
Okay.
Now there's a whole lot more to it, and that's where we refer them to the mortgage lenders about actually those programs. But that's if you've been in your home for X amount of years, maybe like 10 years or so, that's a good option for people. Or if you got in on those mortgage rates that were at 2, now they're up to 7, you got a lot of equity built into that, especially if you've been paying maybe 1 or 2 extra payments a year. I mean, you got a lot of extra equity in there where you can actually use that if you need to move into a different area or a different home. It would help out majorly.
Yeah. So how much did the assessment affect the fact that, because it did increase values of a lot of homes?
Yeah, but also millages rates went drastically down. So I as I stated earlier, I'm on the assessment appeals board, so I sit in on a lot of things. I've not seen the only thing I've seen start selling a lot more is raw land.
Okay.
People that have had land, it was based on 1982 prices. That's what they were paying taxes on.
Right.
I mean, 40 years without being reassessed. Now it's 2022 prices for land. Some people don't like the values that are out there, but it has been equally adjusted throughout the county. I see people putting land up for sale. Now, you got to understand, your assessed value is not market value. Market value is what you can make out of it. Your assessed value is basically what your taxes are based off of. And that's one big thing. It's the way that Tyler Technology Systems set out and did that, and they have a whole formula with that and how they did that. And like I said, if you're not happy with it, it's your right every year to assess, file an appeal and come in, and we're the first step with the board. Then if you're not happy with our board decision, you have the right to file an appeal with the Court of Common Pleas, and that's with the county assessor as well, with Josh Eckelberger, who messaged me earlier saying that, hey, just let you know, Sheets now has sushi in Baden. He was always disgusted. For lunch I would bring in my Aldi's sushi, and I'm like, hey, try this. He's like, I would never try that. So now he's like telling me to go get Sheets sushi.
That's funny. Now, so did this affect the equity in somebody's house? So I mean, if their loan was originally, say, I don't know, their house was at $50,000, they got a loan for $50,000, they're still paying it. Now their house is worth $100,000 after the reassessment. Does that affect the equity in their house?
I don't really feel that it affected it too much. I think it gave people more knowledge of what their home really was worth.
Yeah.
Because some people think, I only paid $40,000 for this home in 1990. They think, it's only worth $100,000. When it's in reality, you're probably closer to like $160,000.
Right.
Based off of room count and what you've done throughout. Like the assessors are never allowed to come into a house, so they only base it on the outside, and they base it on any building permits and things of that nature. So I don't think that changed the values too much in regards of equity, though.
Okay. Let's see. We got about 4 minutes.
Right. So one other thing I want to mention, big thing, I got a 4-year-old, his name is Jack, and one great thing we've started doing was get into monster trucks. And we just went this Valentine's Day, actually. We went to PPG Pace Arena, and it was a great time. I'm a big Gravedigger fan. He's a big Megalodon fan. They were both there. They are coming to Accushura for the first time, and it's actually the last points race in like NASCAR, but trucks have points races before the championship, and it's a big thing, and pre-ticket sales have gone on sale. And there's actually another local event as well. It's called Monsters and Megas out of the Pittsburgh Motor Speedway, and tickets are only $10 right now.
Awesome. Yeah.
It is amazing, and it's after the 23rd, though, so in 3 days, they go up to $25. So if you go to ppms.com, you go on there and look for the Monsters and Megas event, $10. It's a great family event. There's basically people that make their own monster trucks in their backyard for the smaller ones, and they actually have, I believe, 6 of the bigger ones as well. And it's a full day event, and it's a great event. It's a great family event too.
That sounds cool. So, all right, Best Beaver County's coming up top of the hour here. It will be Center Cut Deli, and then Tank will be back at 11:30, and we'll have more talking real estate, talking whatever, talking Beaver County, just having a good time for the last half hour today. So.
All right, thanks.
We'll be back shortly here on Beaver County Radio 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP.
0.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 for a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire and Beaver, the William Murphy Funeral Home, City Rescue Mission, MRS Physical Therapy, Circle of Friends, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, and Rome Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Tune in to Driving in the Fast Lane with Frank Sparks on 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Frank will talk about what's happening in the news, locally, regionally, and nationally. There's also music to get you started for the day. The show is brought to you by Patriot Home Care. So set your radio dial to 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. We're streamed live on BeaverCountyRadio.com, so you can listen every morning on Beaver County Radio. Freedom United Federal Credit Union proudly presents the return of Beaver County's #1 buy, sell, and trade show, Yankee Trader. The all-new Yankee Trader is back, and popular show host Diane Brocious will return to host every Saturday morning from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Beaver County Radio. So get ready to buy, sell, and trade every Saturday right here on Beaver County Radio. The Yankee Trader Show is brought to you by your friends at Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
When the weather turns bad, you can now do 2 things. First, tune to Beaver County Radio for the latest cancellation announcements, and second, go to BeaverCountyRadio.com and access our all-new closings and delays widget that is active anytime that there are weather-related events. If snow's got you covered, so do we at Beaver County Radio. Beaver County Radio social media and beavercountyradio.com. Snow Watch is presented by Monroe Auto Body, the Lisa Lathom team at eXp Realty, the cornerstone of Beaver County, and Beaver County Radio. Your home for everything in Beaver County. 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, coming to you live from the all-new Frag Transportation Studios.
Looking for an elevated dining experience with a lively bar atmosphere? Jackson's Restaurant and Bar in Monaca is your go-to destination. Join Jackson's for Thursday Night Live, featuring top-notch local music. At Jackson's, they serve modern American cuisine with a fresh flair. Perfect for lunch, dinner, and now Sunday brunch from 10 to 2, plus Sunday dinner from 2 to 6. Located near the Beaver Valley Mall, adjacent to the Hilton Garden Inn, Jackson's is the perfect venue for your next wedding, bridal shower, birthday, or anniversary. Visit jacksonsbeavervalley.com for details.
The smell of spring is in the air, and that can only mean one thing: spring training baseball on Beaver County Radio. Set your radio dial to WBVP and 99.3 FM to listen to Pirates baseball all spring as Kutch and the Bucks prepare to build off of last season and put the Pirates back in playoff contention. Pirates spring training baseball is presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Patriot Home Care, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and Beaver County Radio.
Pittsburgh Penguins hockey is back on Beaver County Radio.
Goal, right to the front right there. Carter, he scores! Big goal for Big Jeff!
Tune in all season long as the revamped Pittsburgh Penguins are on a quest to win their 6th Stanley Cup. Penguins hockey on Beaver County Radio is brought to you by St. Barnabas Healthcare System, Falcone's Moon Township Board, Patriot Home Care, Forward RX, and Beaver County Radio.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio during spring training reports as the Pittsburgh Pirates are preparing for the 2025 season. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:50 a.m., one of the Pittsburgh Pirates broadcasters will join Frank Sparks on Driving in the Fast Lane to update you on what is happening in Bradenton as the Pirates prepare to throw you on the field in 2025. Spring training reports on Beaver County Radio are brought to you by the St. Barnabas Health System, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Patriot Home Care, and Beaver County Radio.
Welcome to the Best of Beaver County, presented by St. Barnabas, a weekly segment dedicated to putting the focus on the amazing things and the amazing people behind them in Beaver County. The Best of Beaver County is sponsored by and content is provided by. Welcome to the Best of Beaver County, presented by St. Barnabas, a weekly segment dedicated to putting the focus on the amazing things and the amazing people behind them in Beaver County. The Best of Beaver County is sponsored by and content is provided by St. Barnabas. The show airs every Thursday from 11 to 11:30 on WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM, and Facebook Live. Now, with no further ado, let's welcome host Mike Romai to introduce today's program.
Welcome to the Best of Beaver County Radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. I'm Mike Romai, and our guest today is someone who's going to talk about something we all love, and that is good sandwiches. Jamie Swager is with the Center Cut Deli, and Jamie, are you the manager? You're the store owner?
I'm the store owner.
All right, and where is it exactly in Center Township?
It's off on Broadhead Road, 3403 Broadhead Road, right around where the Beaver County Humane Society is located.
Oh, very good. I used to work at the Humane Society, so I've probably been in your store before. This is your baby. This is your project. How long have you been open?
3 years now.
3 years. And how's business been for you?
Opening a new business from scratch is something new to me, and was not aware of all of the struggles that would come across.
Yeah, tell me a little bit. 3 years ago, we were just coming out of the pandemic at that time. That's a tough time to open a business.
Right. And you know what? I really was looking to open it before then. And my husband was kind of talking me out of it and said, wait and see. Let's see how much you're interested in doing this, since we've never started a business from scratch like this before. And I was thankful he, drug his feet a little bit, because I missed the pandemic altogether. I think that would have wiped me out as a new business and no familiarization with the people with what type of items we're offering. So I think the timing was better than that when we did open 3 years ago.
And what made you decide on a sandwich shop?
Well, my husband used to work in Pittsburgh and still currently works in Pittsburgh, but he could bring a sandwich home from almost any block, a nice big sandwich. And I kept thinking to myself, Beaver County could really use a sandwich shop that offers what you pay for, and to be completely, satisfied with your purchase. And it just kept harping on me that, I think this would be a good idea. And so we ventured into doing it.
And when he would bring those sandwiches home, would you say, I can make you a better sandwich than that?
Actually, it didn't even cross my mind. I just enjoyed them. It was just like a slow build of Beaver County has, not a very, very limited options of large sandwiches like this. I think it would do well in Beaver County.
Yeah, we have so many chains that
yes,
entrepreneurs, independent sandwich shops are pretty much non-existent, like you say.
Yeah. So that's what drove me. We, started any sandwich that we offer has at least 5 ounces of meat on it, and we offer Breadworks and Mancini's as our bread, and that relationship with the bread is crucial, I think, with the rest of the sandwich.
I was just going to ask you that. What is the secret to a good sandwich?
I just think the quality meat and the quality bread and just overall customer service also. I think if you're willing to back up a product and offer it with a smile, I think that goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. So customer service, personalized service.
Correct.
Not cookie cut or anything. Yeah. If
right.
Somebody says, I want this on my sandwich, or do you slice the meat as it's ordered?
We slice the meat daily. Okay. And then if we run out, we slice some more.
Yeah. What are some of the, I guess, more unique orders that you have taken, requests that you take?
We've had the Shell plant come in for 100 and some sandwiches for their safety meetings. And we've had, different companies come in and request large orders delivered, which we're more than happy to do. And we also have custom, options from the sandwiches that we do offer.
I would not have even thought that the Shell company close by you would make a large order such as that. Were you surprised when they called you?
I was surprised. It was it's the crane company that they use, a crane. They order off of us quite a bit for those guys down there when they're working down there for their safety meeting.
And how did they find you? Did they ever let you know how they came upon you?
I think just acquaintances of ours that knew that we had a sandwich shop, and the word spread, and it was recommended that they try us.
Mm-hmm. And where do you get your meats from?
I have them delivered. We order them from Restaurant Depot. They are, a selective Hormel, Boar's Head. I'm trying to think of Isabella is another brand that we use. Okay. All top quality. It goes through the taste choice of all my children. All the sandwiches are children's nicknames.
Oh,
and I have I have 13 kids, me and my husband. We have.
Wait a minute, 13 kids.
We have 13 kids together.
Wow.
They're all ours. We've been married for 26 years now, almost.
Okay, so let's go through some of those names.
Okay, so our first sandwich is the Caterpillar. That's for my oldest. She got to choose it, what kind of sandwich she liked the best, and she chose that one for hers. And then we went, we have the Joel's, which is a turkey with cream cheese, jalapeno. She likes her things spicy, so we gave her that sandwich for her name. And then we have the I-Man, which is hand-cut ham from like Easter Sunday ham. That's about 1.5 pounds of meat on that sandwich. And yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. It is delicious, though.
And did they say at the time, or when you said we're going to name these after all the kids, they say, well, I want mine to be?
Yes. And we went from oldest to youngest, so everybody, got to pick for the most part what they liked. There was a little bit of scuffling going on of who was going to get what sandwich, but we worked things out.
And I'm looking at your website, and I'm seeing something called the Brockinator.
Yes, that is the newest sandwich. That is my 2-year-old's nickname.
I guess he goes through the house like a whirlwind then, huh?
Yes.
Very good.
You can definitely tell where he's been.
Yeah. And when it comes down to it, and you're talking about kids, sometimes, it's fried bologna sandwiches or something like that.
Yeah, we didn't do any kind of basic sandwich like that. We don't even offer the bologna on our Italian. We went with spicy capicola, your cooked ham, salami, pepperoni, and then Italian seasoning on that.
And Jamie, what is the most requested sandwich?
I would say the G-Babe. It is a warm pastrami with coleslaw and Russian dressing.
And why is it named the G-Babe?
That's for my son, Gabe.
Oh, okay.
He's just a little cutie. When he was little, he had this cutest little smile, still does. And we would call him G-Babe.
Now, how many of the kids are grown now?
So my oldest is 25, or will be 25 in May.
Okay.
And then we have a 21-year-old, 19-year-old, 18-year-old, 17-year-old. It's kind of like a pages in book.
You said earlier about taste testing them.
Yes, they definitely taste tested all of them and said, hey, why don't you put a little more sauce on this? Or, I like it this way better. They're constantly making different kind of sandwiches in their heads for me, just in case I need more sandwiches.
Do any of them work at the store?
Yes. So my oldest worked at the store when we first opened up until last year. And then she ventured on after getting her master's degree, opening up her own daycare, which is also in Center Township. It's Sunshine's Daycare.
And is it located on Broadhead?
It's located off of Pleasant, right across the street from McDonald's.
As the kids were going through school and everybody knew that you owned the sandwich shop for the last couple of years anyway, that they started to come in and order from you?
Oh, yes. My son that's in 9th grade, Gabe, the G-Babe, his coach has ordered 3 sandwich platters so far since he has learned that we had a sandwich place. He lives out, towards the south side area. So he travels quite a bit to come for a platter.
When people have parties, they have gatherings, get-togethers, a sandwich tray or a sandwich platter, do you get a lot of requests for those?
Yes, I do. Especially this past weekend with the Super Bowl, we had a lot of orders for that. Christmas time or birthday parties, we do get a lot of orders. And we also offer Cecina's hot sausage and homemade spaghetti sauce and meatball hoagies daily.
Okay, because again, I see the meatball hoagie with provolone and homemade sauce. What's special about their sauce?
Well, it was my mom's grandma's recipe. It was 100% Italian at one point that made it. Through the years, it's been mixed a little bit with other ethics, but it is the same recipe, and I make it every week for the sausages and the meatballs.
Oh, so you're making the sauce?
Yes, it's homemade.
You must work 24 hours a day.
Sometimes 25.
Yeah. Jamie, what is it like owning a restaurant, owning a business in Beaver County nowadays?
I love it. I love seeing the people come in, the regulars that come in, the ones that were there since we started and gave us a chance. They're still coming in, droves, and friends of theirs are coming in, and you get customers coming in. I'm coming in because so-and-so has been here and they had nothing but good things to say. And it's just nice to see a community come together and, keep tabs on people in a way, new friends and, new acquaintances. I do. Wraps are special. Usually I'll bring them in for a week or, offer them for gluten-friendly options because the bread quality for gluten-free is not the greatest. And I try to put our product on things that I would eat, and so I offer them on wraps for gluten-free choices.
Do you get a lot of people from Center or your customer base that want gluten-free?
Yeah, I mean, it's about, I would say 25% of clients. It seems like it's on the rise, definitely.
Give me the meat and cheese and all that other stuff, all the fixins.
Yeah. I'm sure they feel that way too. It's just they can't.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well,
there's severe consequences.
I understand. And talk about the bread. You said Mancini or Breadworks?
Yes, so mainly Breadworks, but we do offer the hot sausage and the meatball on Mancini's, and we pick that up directly from them weekly. And sometimes twice a week, depending on, our usage, but it's always fresh. If there's ever a question of something not looking right, like a piece of lettuce or the bread's a little bit hard on the end because there's some wise hole in the bag or whatever, I won't serve it. I'd rather throw something away than give my customer something that just doesn't look appeasing.
There's nothing worse than you get a sandwich and you got a wilted piece of lettuce on there.
Right. I would not do that to a customer. It's just, I have high standards for myself, and I would think that I would, somebody would want me to pass that on to them.
And as far as the platters are concerned, are they made to order? Somebody wants pastrami, somebody wants roast beef, somebody wants meatball.
Yeah, so we have a couple of different options. We have just a full Italian, and then we also have a half Italian, half your choice of a 12-inch cut up. Or we have 2 Italians and pick 3 of our specialty sandwiches on a platter. And then, the platters are made that day. I never make them beforehand. I have an individual that actually ordered one for this week, and he needs to pick it up at 9:30 before we open. And he's like, "Can I pick it up the day before?" And I said, "I'd rather you come pick it up early. I'll come in a half hour early for you to make sure your sandwiches are fresh. I don't want to make them the night before." So like I said, I take quality as, something I would offer myself, I would offer somebody else.
Now, I don't know, you had 13 kids, so I don't know if you worked outside of the home while you were raising the kids. You mentioned your husband traveled to Pittsburgh for work. Because the business has become so successful over the past 3 years, did you find it necessary to drop all that stuff and dedicate your entire focus on the business?
So not as yet. I juggle things well, and if not, my husband comes in and helps me juggle. Okay. We actually homeschool our kids, so they're there at the shop almost all the time, doing their schoolwork and helping ringing up. Or the older ones get to make the sandwiches also. My husband's still working full time. We're looking to hopefully move on from there, but as of right now, and the economy, we are still juggling everything.
Difficult to be a small business person. You got insurance, you've got regulations, you've got to meet all kind of requirements.
Right. It is. And those are all the things that I was not aware of when I first jumped into it. And I don't regret it in any way. I would do this again. But it was definitely a learning experience with all the regulations and, what you have to come up with just to start up. It is definitely an uphill battle. And I'm hoping, this 3rd year, it seems like the rock might be going on the other side of the hill. Yeah. We're not pushing it so much anymore.
Certainly. Very good. We're going to take a short break here, and then we'll continue. We're talking with Jamie Swager, who is she's the owner of the Center Cut Deli in Center Township. We're talking about, I know it's almost lunchtime, so you might be getting a little hungry. We'll point you in their direction. Next on Beaver County Radio, on the Best of Beaver County, on the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Oh my goodness, Amy, it's so good to see you.
Jennifer, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Is your mom doing any better?
Thank you for asking. I don't know if I can answer without being emotional. I'm sorry. I'm just tired and worried. I can't always be there for her, and it's so stressful.
I really understand. That's how I was with my dad. I'd recommend calling St. Barnabas. We did. We started with just having them come in for home care. He was so excited to see them show up. And when he needed more, we were able to move him in at Beaver Meadows, where he still has his own home-like space and excellent care.
Thanks for telling me that. I don't even know how to start, but I have to do something.
Oh, you can just give St. Barnabas a call. They have directors that can explain how it all works. Trust me, you'll feel so much better, and so will your mom.
I'm so glad I ran into you.
Visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-443-0700 for care apart from the ordinary.
I just call them sandwiches, you know, or, you know, when they're ordering, if there's an option to have it on a 6-inch, well, would you like that on a 6-inch or a 12-inch, you know, meaning the hoagie roll.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mainly call them sandwiches, though.
Mm-hmm. Do people order sandwiches? Can you, the different types of breads you have, do you get all the hoagie rolls, the sandwich rolls, or can you slice bread?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have a sliced bread too, and it's offered on a 3-pound bread, which is a lot larger than a regular sliced bread that you're used to. So the bread itself is larger.
And when you're starting your company, do you have to taste test a number of different breads or meats that you're going to be serving to the customers?
Yes, most definitely. Even the pickle that we offer, we went through probably 5 or 6 different pickle brands before we picked the pickle we offer. And I've had people coming in and say, "Can I have an extra pickle, please? Your pickles are the best." So it's well worth, you know, going through those taste testing. And like I said, I let my kids taste them too. We went with an anonymous vote of what tasted better.
Mm-hmm. And what pickle do you serve?
We serve a pickle that's a lot like a Clausen's pickle. It is called Harrison's pickles, but they taste just like a Clausen, which is offered at, you know, Walmart or any other store.
Okay, very good. And you have kids who come in, high school students, people come in from all walks of life. Do you take orders by the phone?
Yes, I do. You can call ahead so you don't have to wait. We also offer DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats availability to place on a tablet. So there is lots of options when you're placing your order.
It is the best of Beaver County on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. We're talking with the Center Cut Deli's owner, Jamie Swigger, who is talking about all this good stuff. And if you grew up like I did in Western Pennsylvania, you know that sandwiches are a vital part of your existence. Lunchtime, dinner time, wake up the next morning, there's still a half a sandwich there. You're going to have that half a sandwich for breakfast as well. They've been in business for about the last 3 years and have been very successful at it, getting people from all over coming to enjoy the Center Cut Deli. And Jamie, when people, usually when I'm finished with a meal of some sort, I want a dessert. Do you serve desserts?
We do. Actually, my oldest daughter decided that she wanted to start up the end of soft serve ice cream. So we began to offer that 6 months into our opening. We offer twist, vanilla, and chocolate. Milkshakes, cloudbursts that are just ice cream and a topping that you get to pick in there, like M&Ms, or my favorite is cheesecake and strawberry with that, or either chocolate ice cream and peanut butter. The peanut butter topping we have is delicious. So banana splits, you know, you name it, we've got it.
and you know, that sounds like it's a whole nother menu in and of itself.
It is, and it's hanging on by itself and on the chalkboard. And when it's in season, which is coming back in March, the stickers come back down and they can choose whatever they want. We also offer, since I did name the sandwiches after the kids' nicknames, my daughter took the honor of naming my favorite ice cream treat, which is 2 like palm-size chocolate chip cookies that we make with ice cream in the middle, which is called a mumwich instead of a chippin'-wich.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Uh-huh.
But you've got, I mean, if you were a juggler, you'd have all the balls in the air right now.
It's good to have all the kids because once in a while they do fall and they catch them, or my husband's juggling just as much over there for me.
Yeah. And so you never know from one day to the next how business is going to be. So you have to be prepared for anything.
Correct. And I think that's the hardest challenge of it all. You know, one day you could have people, you know, coming in and, you know, online orders coming in. And then the next day you're sitting there and you only get little busy spurts here and there. That is the hardest part of owning your own business, is that you don't know, you know, how you're going to do that day.
Mm-hmm. And you're thinking, where's everybody at today? What's happening?
Yeah, sometimes.
about the different sports seasons? Because, along Broadhead Road, you've got Hopewell, you've got Aliquippa, you've got Center Township, and they all have football games, and they all play usually on Friday nights. How does that impact your business?
So after games, especially on the ice cream side, we've gotten quite busy with, quite a few people waiting in line for ice cream, especially after the kids' sports. We get really busy then. We've also sponsored the boys' high school Hopewell soccer. For the past couple of years, we are sponsoring Little League Baseball for Center Township this year with a banner. We've done donations of hoagies for rides homes for different sports. So the sports keep us busy. So
you're saying that like when they're playing on the road and they get on the bus after the game, they've got to have something to eat?
Yes, and so we've especially for my kids' teams, especially because they'll tell everybody how good the sandwiches are, and then they're like, we want to try them. So I end up, making 20 or so hoagies for the ride home, or I've had cross country families reach out, and I've done that for them also for Center Township. The swim team has done fundraisers through me. The dive team just recently for Center Township, or Central Valley. So we've done a lot with the sports.
Yeah, and honestly, you can't be a small business person in Beaver County, or probably anywhere, without getting hitting up all the time from different organizations who want you to sponsor them or make a donation or something like that. Sometimes it's not so easy.
Right. And now that we've been established for a while, it's a lot more, it's feasible now. At first it was a struggle to meet those demands, and, but the exposure, on the other hand, you have to take it with, both sides, because the exposure is priceless. And the word of mouth that all the teams are saying about you is priceless. You can't pay for that advertisement. So it is well worth, the sacrifice of donating to receive back.
And you want to do what's best for them, the name recognition, and being a part of the community, of course, is highly important.
Yeah, I believe. I mean, everybody needs a lending hand, and it pays itself forward, definitely, with both you receive and you give. Mm-hmm. And I think that goes along with anything you do.
It sounds as though you're so busy, all the families involved with it. What's next? You've got to lay in bed at night and think, maybe we could try that.
You know what? I really don't know. I don't even have time to think sometimes. Yeah. It's more like, maintaining. Mm-hmm. But it's good to be busy. It keeps me out of trouble. and I don't know what's next. I'm always, especially my husband is always open for a new adventure. So who knows what's around the corner, and who knows what the kids will bring to the table and what they decide to do.
Right. And you mentioned earlier that they're homeschooled, so they're also in the shop all day, in the sandwich shop all day. So they're learning numbers, they're learning math, they're doing the cash register, they're probably weighing out product on the scales and whatnot. Right. So that's an education in and of itself.
Yes, I agree. And those are things you can't teach. Those are experiences that they're getting at a young age that, not a lot of people get in a lifetime. So, but they're in between, tutoring and classes and sports. They definitely help out, and they are all eager to learn how to ring up people, learn how to, I don't really let them slice the meat too much because I'm just paranoid about that. But the older ones, I have no problem. But, like the 15-year-old is like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's math too. I had 4 fingers and now I have 3.
Thanks to Mom's Sandwich Shop.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're adding to the quality of life here in Beaver County. And that's what this show is all about. Quality of life, and introducing some people that maybe aren't so well known, But great talking with you this morning from the Center Cut Deli. Is there anything left? I know you mentioned the ice cream, but that's only available at certain times of the year. Not right now, but soon as spring comes upon us.
Yes. And I just, recommend everybody just giving us a chance, because once you taste our sandwiches and the quality we offer, I don't think you'll find a better sandwich.
Yeah. And what do you recommend?
I particularly like the Ninny, which is buffalo chicken with a spicy mayonnaise and either hot pepper cheese or provolone of your choice on a 6-inch or a 12-inch. It is. I like spicy things. It is delicious.
All right. Very good. And you have a website and a phone number where people can get in touch with you?
Yes. So it's www.centercutdeli.com. And our telephone number is 724. Oh my gosh, I went mind blanks. 774-1420.
724-774-1240?
No, it's 724-775-1420.
Okay, very good. Jamie, thank you for talking with us. Continued success to you, your family, and the Center Cut Deli.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. This is the Best of Beaver County on the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to the Best of Beaver County. St. Barnabas is pleased to have provided content and sponsorship for the program. Tune in this Sunday at 11:30 for an encore presentation of today's program on Beaver County Radio. And next Thursday at 11 for another edition of the Best of Beaver County on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM.
Oh my goodness, Amy, it's so good to see you.
Jennifer, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Is your mom doing any better?
Thank you for asking. I don't know if I can answer without being emotional. I'm sorry. I'm just tired and worried. I can't always be there for her, and it's so stressful.
I really understand. That's how I was with my dad. I'd recommend calling St. Barnabas. We did. We started with just having them come in for home care. He was so excited to see them show up. And when he needed more, we were able to move him in at Beaver Meadows, where he still has his own home-like space and excellent care.
Thanks for telling me that. I don't even know how to start, but I have to do something.
Oh, you can just give St. Barnabas a call. They have directors that can explain how it all works. Trust me, you'll feel so much better, and so will your mom.
I'm so glad I ran into you.
Visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-443-0700 for care apart from the ordinary.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland presents Tom Sawyer, a ballet, a new musical adventure of an American classic for the entire family. Opening February 20th, presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union. For tickets, visit lincolnparkarts.org.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP every Monday and Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. for Thinking Logically with Joe Corsai. It is an all-new show that takes a look at the conservative side of politics. Thinking Logically is also presented on the WBVP-WNBA Facebook page and YouTube channel. That's Thinking Logically with Joe Corsai each and every Monday and Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on Beaver County Radio.
Moon Township Ford is celebrating the Pittsburgh International Auto Show in a big way. For a limited time, Moon Township Ford is offering Moon Ford Bonus Cash, $500 auto show retail trade assistance towards the purchase of an eligible vehicle. Check out Moon Township Ford's complete inventory online at moontownshipford.net. It's the perfect time to buy a Ford F-150, Ford Bronco, or a Ford Bronco Sport and get $500 auto show retail trade assistance too. Stop over today and browse their new Ford models and gently used vehicles of all makes and models. Be sure to check out their complete line of inventory. February is the perfect month to buy and get $500 auto show retail trade assistance. Shop their eligible vehicles online now.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
Are you ready? It's time to find out what is on the mind of Eddie Crow. It's something to crow about on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. Now, here's the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
All right, and we're back after the break from Best of Beaver County and Center Cut Deli, and Frank Sparks and Tank Lathom. We're getting tanked with Tank today here on Something to Crow About. So where are we heading off to now, Tank?
Well, we just got these great Mr. Squishies and lottery tickets here.
Okay.
If you're following us on the live stream here, you can kind of see them in action here. We're going to go ahead and do a little contest here, but first I got to read this little disclaimer here. So, follow the leprechaun to the Pennsylvania Lottery's new scratch-off game, Lucky Luck. You could win one of 10 top prizes of $70,000. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsible. So, what I'm looking for right now for all the listeners out there is first caller to call in that talks to us about their home buying experience. We're going to send them, what did we say, Frank, $50 worth of lottery tickets?
$50 worth.
And a Mr. Squishy.
And a
right?
Mr. Squishy.
Yeah, Mr. Squishy here that's going to tell us about their home buying experience in Beaver County, because we're looking for Beaver County buyers here for sure. In that regard, we were also, before we took that big break, we were talking about fun things to do in Beaver County for families and so forth.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk a little bit more about that Monsters and Megas event that's coming up to Pittsburgh Motor Speedway. Let me pull my information up here.
10 years ago today, it was minus 18 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, I just popped up on my Facebook memories because I was looking
18.
on there. Yeah.
So 10 years ago, that's 2013.
Uh-huh.
I actually that's when I was out in the Pocono Mountains at that time. I was teaching out there.
Yeah, minus 18. Woo! It's a cold day.
That's booger freezing weather.
Yeah, there you go.
But so the Monsters and Megas event is going to be on June 21st and June 22nd. And right now, all the way up through the 23rd of this month, they're $10 a ticket. And that goes from 4 p.m. until the show starts at 7. And then on the 22nd, it's 11 a.m. and the show starts at 2. And it's a great event. They have 6 monster trucks and 6 mega trucks. Mega trucks are basically they're like a version of a street truck with bigger tires on there. And it's like the people that make in their backyard, and it's pretty cool. It's a fun event. We went last year with our son Jack, and I highly recommend it. Go to ppms.com and buy your tickets now for that deep discount of $10 per ticket, and I believe after the 23rd are like $25 a seat. And kids 2 and under, they go for free. So that's another fun thing to do here locally, Beaver County, in that regard. Now, also, another great thing that we love to hang our hat on with the Lisa Lathom team, brokered by eXp Realty, is really being a big part of the community. And that's locally, I am a New Brighton Lions member. We have also been members of the Beaver Falls Lions Club. There's the Rotary used to meet in our building as well. One thing I've noticed with the local community organizations is the membership is starting to dwindle. And it really does not take much for you to go out there and volunteer. You don't have to spend 40 hours a week doing this stuff. It's like literally 1 to 2 hours a month to be a good member. So if you're looking to help the community be better, reach out to those organizations. We were talking with Derek earlier about The Beaver JCs, that's a great organization. They put on a lot of great things for the community. Just reach out and help out. Another great thing we love to see, and I know, Frank, you're a big proponent of these guys as well, the firehouses.
Absolutely.
The local firehouses, they need volunteers. They need donations. They need our help. And reach out to them any way that you can help. You don't have to be a firefighter to actually go into the houses. You can just be a social member and help them. Help them during fundraisers. Help them during their fish fries that are be coming up. Those are some great things that are be coming up. Help out where needed. Like Mr. Rogers said, when things are bad, look around and look for the helpers. And always, it's best to be one of those helpers.
Absolutely.
So.
All right. So the first person that calls and talks about their homeowner or their house buying experience.
Home buying experience.
Wins $50 in lottery tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, so we got some good ones here.
All right. Let's throw that phone number out there.
The phone number is 724-843-1888. That's, once again, 724-843-1888. So following back to my original topic was first-time home buyers. I was talking about if you're able to save up for 2 years by living at home and having a good down payment. The reason I say for at least 2 years, most loan programs are going to ask for 2 years worth of pay stubs and tax returns.
Okay.
So that's why I say that magical 2 years of employment. It doesn't have to be with the same job. Like for example, Frank, if you went on to another radio station, that the same field, that's what really matters. So if you worked for if you sold cars at one dealership and you moved from one dealership to another and it's still in the same field, that's contiguous, and that works out for the loans out there. We were talking a little bit about the different types of programs that are out there. Obviously, conventional, those are out there for people that are a little bit more seasoned. They have a good credit score. They've been in the game for a while. They have good credit scores. There's USDA. That's a program out there for pretty much about 90% of Beaver County qualifies for USDA. It's a program that's a government subsidized program that is for rural communities, and it gives you a really low rate with 0 to 3% down to get into a home. There's usually a couple different piles of money that you need when you're buying a home. You need your down payment, you need your closing costs, and you need your costs for inspections and appraisals and things of that nature. And these programs help ease the burden of that. There's also FHA or PFHA. A lot of people think that's first-time homeowners. It's not. It's just another, once again, it's a government-type loan package out there that will help you get a lower rate and get you in there for as little money as possible. We had a caller earlier, I believe it was Uncle Charlie. There's a VA loan. Okay, that's another great loan. You have to have some military requirements for that one for sure. But there's some really great programs out there for all of our vets. One of the big thing there is you have to have a pest inspection. Actually, the seller has to pay for that. It's not where they don't allow the buyer to pay for their own pest inspection when it comes to that. It's one of the weird nuances when it comes to real estate. Those are the main big four types of loans. There's other ones out there. There's like you're saying, bridge loans. Some banks will have portfolio loans. The biggest thing is reach out to a realtor that you trust. Obviously, we would love for you to reach out to us at Lisa Lathom team, broker of the eXp Realty. My personal cell phone number, you can reach out to me, 724-826-5142. That's 724-TANK-142. And then
that doesn't shock me. I love it.
I tried getting 412, but it was already taken. Yeah. So, or just stop on down and talk with Lisa or myself. There's somebody at our office from 9 to 3. That's 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, Pennsylvania. And we'll gladly have a conversation with you about the home buying process. If you're ready now, if you're looking to get into the market down the road, let's grow Beaver County, and that's the best thing. We had a little bit of a population decrease in the last couple of years, but I think that's just a natural progression. I think we're just like any neighborhood, it's starting to upturn and change over, and I think Beaver County is starting to gain ground again.
So typically, someone who's doing first-time buyers,
yes.
What is the average amount that they require them to like have as a down payment?
So it all depends on their what they're pre-approved for.
Okay.
The best thing I always suggest is think how much money you're paying in rent, and try to match that with your mortgage. So like if you're paying $900 for rent, you try to get a mortgage for about $900 because you're comfortable with that,
right?
And you're ready with that. So for example, something like that, they're going to probably want to have at least $5,000 to $6,000 saved up. That way it's ready to go. Once again, that's where they have that conversation with the financial people with the lenders. They are going to have all that information. It's very important that you're very truthful with them because it's always going to come out.
Right.
Don't try to hide something. Don't try to say, I never paid my hospital bill.
Yeah.
And it's in collections. They're never going to know about it.
They run that forensic audit. You're done.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to get your credit pulled either. That's really what it's there for. Whenever you are going to buy a house, they understand that you're going to be getting credit pulled. There's actual programs out there that they have where they can see, okay, you've been shopping around rates. They can see where it's getting pulled and they can adjust it that way. If you're not happy with a lender, reach out to your local banks. There's some great local community banks. There's great credit unions. They got some great programs out there too. They have what's called portfolio loans a lot of times where they hold your mortgage instead of selling it off like every other mortgage company does. They hold it, and it's usually the best rate you possibly can get. We actually had a client of ours that got locked in at like 3%. This was after the rates went up to like 7%, and it just happened. He got that magic number there, and I told him, "You're gonna love this house forever," because and he is. Him and his family, they're working on it. It's a great. They got in right at the time. It was a great time. But also, we talked about it earlier in the show too. If you are buying and you're not happy with your mortgage rate, you always have the chance to refinance down the road. Just keep an eye on it. Have a conversation with your realtors. Have the conversation with your lenders, making sure when's the right time to do that. Obviously, there's a cost to everything, but if it makes sense in the long run to help out with that.
What about someone who doesn't have like stellar credit? Maybe they don't have the best in the world. Is it
So
still easy for them to get out?
There's what you would want to do is have that conversation with your realtor, and then they're going to hook you up with a credit specialist where they're going to tell you, okay, here's all your debts you got going on. Here's where you really should focus on paying off. Or a lot of times people just are afraid to have credit cards, period. Sometimes if you have a credit card, like a gas card, you go out there and you get a gas card, you use it strictly for buying gas, and you pay it off every month. It's an easy way to get your credit score to come up a little bit. All right. So once again, we're looking for people calling in to try to win some of these lottery tickets here. Frank and the guys. Also, if you're on Facebook, we're going to do a little one on there as well. Make sure you pay attention to that. We're going to post that on there later as well. I believe along the same lines as we've done it before.
Right.
Yeah. So another big thing we're talking about is the Monster Jam coming to AccuSure. It's the first time.
That's going to be cool.
I mean, we just bought our tickets, Lisa, myself, and our son Jack. We're going to be right there. We're going to love it. It's something we love and enjoy. It's the first time ever at Heinz Field or AccuSure Stadium, I should say. It's going to be a lot more space than PBG. And PBG, there's only one little jump. And then if you're like us, Frank, I'm sure you've watched a lot of YouTube videos with Gabby. Jack loves watching YouTube and watching some of those big arena places for those events. You get to see some of those really fun jumps and where they go through the different things of that nature.
Mud traps and such, and
Thundersaurus Rex. Sunday. Come on in. How about you guys out there? What's some of the best things you love about Beaver County as well? Like I said, there's so many great things that Beaver County has to offer. We have great commissioners. We have great leaders throughout all the different towns. We got great sports. I mean,
absolutely.
Sports coming up. I mean, we're just talking about high school basketball. New Brighton just made the playoffs for the first time in a while, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, they got thumped by Aliquippa last night. But
it's a start. It's a start.
Yeah, but it's just the WPL upsets me because they matched two division teams up, and they knew that. I mean, going into that, let's be real, we knew what was going to happen. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but hey, any given Sunday, as they say.
I agree.
You know.
Yep. A lot of good games. There's a real good one last night, Central Valley and Beaver. That was a good ball game.
Yeah. So like I said, that's some of the things why people love moving and staying in Beaver County is because we got those great things, the community-wise. Sounds like we got a caller.
Good morning. You're on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's
Georgie
up?
Pullman.
Hey, Georgie.
Yeah. First-time home buyer.
All right. Tell us a little bit about it.
1973.
Okay.
1973. And at that time, the loan was 8 3/4%.
8 3/4. Not that bad.
Yeah.
Huh.
And lived in the same house all these years, the same place.
Still,
a lot of money in it.
Still there from 1973, huh?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So you still got a mortgage, or did you end up having to refinance?
No, we paid it off.
That's great. Ago. That's great. That's great.
I had some antique cars that I sold, and then and I paid the loan off and got a clear deal on it. And that, so thank God, out of debt as far as that goes. But do you really ever own your home?
You own your home, but you have to pay your taxes to the county that takes care of the roads, that takes care of the firefighters, that takes care of the policemen.
I understand that. I know what you're saying, but that's all I got to say. I mean, is there any information you want to know? I mean, is that all you want to know? Or
I'm just curious. Back then, 1973, what was the purchase price? If you don't mind letting us know.
I paid under $20,000.
Wow. $20K back in 1973.
Under 20. Under 20.
Under 20. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, you can't even buy a truck now for that. You can buy like.
Tell me about it.
A beater.
You're looking $70, $80.
A 1990 truck.
Yeah, you can get a beater for that. That's about
200,000 miles.
Yeah. So, all right.
Crazy.
Did you use a realtor? Were you happy with the service?
What's that?
I
didn't hear you.
Did you use a realtor? Were you happy with their service?
No, I bought it from the people who are selling it. Went right to the bank, and we did the transaction.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So you did it as we call it, FSBO, for sale by owner. That's the way to go.
All right, hey Georgie, call if you call Gary on the business line, the 4100 number. He'll get your address and he'll mail the lottery tickets out to you.
Oh, good. I appreciate that. Really do, because I had screwed my leg up, my ankle, kneecap, so I have a little bit hard time walking. That'll be great.
Yep. Yeah. Just call Gary on the 4100 number, and he'll get your info.
Hopefully, you get some good winners there.
Okay.
All right.
I do. I'll take you guys out to a nice dinner or something.
All right. Hey, that sounds good to me. All right, Georgie.
Thanks a lot, Georgie.
Congrats. Bye-bye.
Goodbye to you all. Okay. God bless. Bye-bye.
All right. So Georgie Porgy wins the $50 lottery tickets.
The call-in aspect of it. And like I said, we're doing one on Facebook as well. So, Frank, what are some of your favorite things in Beaver County, like event-wise?
Probably Beaver County Boom has to be one of the big ones.
Yeah.
The car cruises, like you said. I like how that they've gotten Rochester Borough, and hopefully they do it more, have gotten out and started using that stage underneath.
I love that. Like
underneath the river.
I used to do a little Facebook posts about different things like that. And I highlighted it, and then lo and behold, they opened it up next summer.
Scott Tady's been yelling about it for years. Ever since I've known Scott, he's been yelling about it. Open that thing back up.
That was amazing when the regatta was down there and they had that thing cranking.
Absolutely. I mean that probably that. And then I love Christmas time, all the Christmas, the parades, and probably you mentioned one of my favorites earlier, which is New Brighton Halloween Parade, New Brighton Fall Fest, that weekend there, and that going on. That's probably a couple of my favorites.
Yeah.
So
like the Beer Falls Parade for Christmas I love that one.
Yep.
Like that's just such a good event down there. Like I said, you see so many good community members out there. I get a lot of comments and questions about the real estate market and what they predict. Oh, we got a phone call. We'll go back to this in a second.
All right. Good morning. You're on.
Hey, it's Helen. I'm back.
Hey.
I had to step out for a meeting, but now I'm on my drive back, and I wanted to touch base with you guys one more time on a topic of education that came up on one of your earlier calls. Somebody asked, what are the good schools? You remember that one?
I do. That was Mr. Don in Hopewell.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and people in Beaver County may or may not know this. When you send your kids to schools, your kids in this area can enroll in CCBC's high school academies, and that's available from any of those schools. So it's kind of a level of the playing field kind of situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Helen, do they still at CCBC, if you're in the top, I think it was like 10% or whatever, do they still give them a pretty good discount on their schooling if they choose to go to CCBC?
Yes, and they have all sorts. In fact, last night I was at CCBC. They were doing a recruitment event, and the amount of finance assistance that's available to these students and their encouragement for the kids to get involved with sports, with clubs, with all that, it's pretty darn impressive. But, I mean, for a high schooler to get involved in a nursing academy and an aviation academy.
Right, that's huge right now. It's all in the news.
Academy. Yeah, and it's, gaining college credit without necessarily having to pay college credit fees. So, hello, win-win.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we got great things here in Beaver County, especially when you're talking CCBC, Geneva College, Penn State Beaver, all the local colleges that are here.
Yeah.
That, I mean, there's, like I told that caller, it's do the due diligence and research the different things that is best for your family and your student and your child. Helen, you're a wealth of knowledge when it comes to real estate, not just real estate, also but with education and business as well. Thank you so much for calling in.
No worries. Thanks for taking my call, and thanks for doing the show today.
Thank you.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye. Well, Tank, it has come to the point of time where it's almost 12 o'clock.
It is almost 12 o'clock. That time flew. Once again, thank you for listening. And once again, if anybody ever needs help with the real estate or anything in Beaver County, reach out to the Lisa Lathom team, brokered by eXp Realty. We are located in downtown New Brighton, right across the street from the Huntington Bank, the old Capos building for the Beaver Countyans that remember it.
Yep.
It is 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, Pennsylvania. Come on in, check it out. We'll give you the grand tour. We love it. And then we'll help you out in any way you can. We sell land, residential, commercial. We can do it all. Thanks again for having me on, Eddie. Hopefully you're enjoying your time off, and I did you justice. And to lead us out in the honor of Mike Lang, Elvis has just left the building.
All right, buddy. We'll have to do it again. Sounds like fun. Have a great day, everybody.
Your hometown radio station. You're listening live from the Fry Transportation Studios, Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation. Proud to call Beaver County home.
Looking for a quick and easy lunch or dinner idea? Stop by your local McDonald's now and pick up a $5 meal deal. You'll get a McDouble or a McChicken, 4-piece nuggets, small fries, and small soft drink, all for only $5. You'll love it and your family will